Hello, hello, hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. What is up, Rucker and Lolf Carmen and Dog Dane Wildfire and Dragon Loots and Allurin and Stone Rain Productions? How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone had a spectacular weekend. And no, we're exploring some Explorer today. We got two decks I want to try out. One is a deck that I've been talking about for a minute, Myth for the 36-month, 3-year resub. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Working on a video for one of the leaked legends. Not going to release it until it officially spoiled. Ooh, that's a good idea. We should probably do that. We try not to talk about leaks on the channel because some people really don't like to see the leaks, but being prepared for when they're officially spoiled, that's very wise, Doug. Also, shout out to Dane Wildfire, probably better known as Doug. I got my Commander deck. I got it yesterday. I'm super excited. So Doug told me a while ago that he built me a Commander deck, like a couple of years ago, I think. And I said, well, wait until we meet up at an event and you can give it to me. And I'm super excited for it. And then it just never happened. We had a pandemic and all that stuff. And then Doug heard I'm going to Magic Fest Richmond in about a month, so he sent me the deck. So I have a new Yarok deck, and I don't have a Yarok deck yet. I played one no banless Commander Class Yarok deck, but I proxied most of the cards that I didn't have, so I'm excited to actually have an actual Yarok deck to bring to the Command Fest. So thank you so much, Doug. We also got Mark Rosewater's teasers for Commander Legends. Officially today is the start of Commander Legends spoilers, I guess. Next week is the full start, but yeah, so we get our first spoiler today. So we'll look at Mark Rosewater's teasers in a bit. Deck-wise, oh, Yarok is perfect for me. Deck-wise, here's the plan for today. We're gonna explore Rorik's Venture. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Oh, I'm super excited about that because I don't have a deck box that stores dice, and I heard them rattling around, so it's gonna be super helpful just to have with me. So thank you so much. Yeah. So okay, look at this. Let me pull this up real quick. Speaking of bear, so bear news. All right, deck news, bear news, reminders, teasers, magic. I think that's the plan. Deck-wise, we got two decks I want to check out. Hey, what's up, Benny? We're going to start with this mono black-ish deck that I've been playing in Explorer that I think is pretty sweet. Mob Nixilis, Rotting Regisar. The deck isn't probably like the wackiest. I think it's actually like legit because I've been beating people with it. So we're going to try that first, but as a backup, I really want to see if Maze's End works in this format. Maze's End is like my favorite budget deck in Pioneer, and it's got most of the pieces in Explorer. So we're going to see if Maze's End, maybe it's a good option for the Explorer format as well. So we're going to do some gating, and I got to say, every single time I play gates, I just have so much fun with it. So that's the overview. Some mono black obbing, probably some gatesing. Lucid, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Speaking of bear is absolutely massive, like kind of over the top massive. It's kind of insane just how big he is. So we had to go to the vet yesterday. The bad news is he's got Lyme's disease, which they started treating him for, and he should be okay, that is the good news. Winter Milan, welcome to the Fishbowl. He got bit by a tick. I didn't realize he got bit like in March, and normally you don't give him the tick medicine until like after March when the weather gets warmer and the ticks come out. But apparently you need to give it to him even earlier this year because apparently they came out early. So he got bit by a tick, he got the limes, but he's getting treated, so he should be good. Mr. Peaches, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The crazy thing is we actually officially have his weight now. He is 121 pounds, and he is around 30 inches tall. It's hard to get the exact height because it depends on his posture, but if you look at the height and weight chart for a Rottweiler, he's massive. Like, he is the size of the typical full-grown and way taller than a full-grown male Rottweiler, and he's 10 months old, so he's so big. He is just the biggest boy. It's official that he's huge. RBS, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Hey, good to see you, Divon. Big scoop for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Get your yard treated for ticks. Ooh, Ooh, is there, I didn't know you could treat your yard for ticks. I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that was a thing. That is a downside of living out in the country, I guess, in the middle of nowhere, is you got trees and ticks and forests and all that stuff. But yeah, so he should be good. He's on the medicine. He's getting treated. So according to the vets, hopefully everything will just be fine. So fingers crossed. But he's in good spirits. He's acting like super normal. No major symptoms or anything. So that's good. Reminder-wise, replay YouTube. This week, find all those streams, including this one in the future, normal YouTube. Yesterday, we did some Arcane Bombarding for Budget Magic. Oh, that deck's so sweet. Arcane Bombardment is just such a fun card to play. So check that out tomorrow. We are doing some Luxoring. Don't worry. No one's gonna guess what we're doing with those. With what we're doing with Luxor tomorrow. No one. Everyone was like, "Oh no, I don't know, Luxor. I've seen people do it." Don't worry, we got a very, very different plan than what other people are doing with Luxor. So it's a really janky idea. I'm excited for it though. So that's coming up for Against Odds. Otherwise, a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Get it into or answer a talisman or whatever you need. Even a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Otherwise, Discord, new and improved. Check it out. Discord. Merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playbets, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Yes, Arcane Bombardment is on YouTube, and if you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. It's a really sweet budget deck. Anyway, those are reminders. As I mentioned before, we're going to start with some Mono Black Aegir. Also, Commander Legend spoilers coming soon. We should get one during the stream. And then official spoiler season next week. The hype season, it just never ends. Right from one to another. So, in the spirit of Commander Legends, we got Mark Rosewater's teasers. It's a tradition that we go over them and see if we can figure them out, and then we'll jump into our games. Did anyone try Luxor in Commander as a land destroyer? Ooh, I haven't seen that. That is a cool idea though. What is your pet card that you want to see come to Explorer first? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm still trying to get used to what is and isn't in Explorer. Arena's so weird because cards are just randomly there from jumpstarts and anthologies and whatnot. I don't know. Can I think of any Pioneer pet card that hasn't made it? I think of spiky cards that would be good for competitive decks. As far as jank, though, I'm not sure off the top of my head. Hydra, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super video. All right, so how are you today, by the way? So here's the teasers. Every set Mark Rosewater gives us a little taste before spoilers officially start. So here's what we got about Commander Legends 2 Beta for Baldur's Gate. First up, a returning mechanic that feels apropes. How old is Mark Rosewater? I'm pretty sure that Mark is too old to use the word apropes. I'm pretty... Apropes! Come on. Apropos. Okay. Apropos. Maybe my reading is the problem. Apropos for... Okay, I take it back. How old am I to not be able to read what Mark Rosewater is writing? Apropos for D&D makes use of a new card type. Returning mechanic that feels apropes. For D&D makes use of a new card type. I don't even know what that is. Makes use of a new card type. Returning mechanic card type. I think that is a reading by. Oh, we're good. We're on top of it, Dogmyth. A card capable of making an Ox, a Boar, Ergo. Okay, that doesn't sound that crazy. The word 7 appears on 2 cards. The word 9 appears on 1. Sure. A new legendary colorless artifact token named Volo's Journal. That means more Volos coming at least, which is kind of cool. Volo's a sweet card. A 10-10 creature with flying and trample you can cast for green. What do you think the restriction is on this? There has to be some big restriction. There's no way it's just 1 mana 10-10 flying trample. It's gotta be, I guess there's no way of guessing. Gain a certain amount of life, do this, do that. If you're at a certain life total, I guess there's a million things. A Lord for Demons devils, imps, and tieflings. One less for each treasure you control. ETB green 9 treasures. We need less treasures. We gotta chill. We gotta chill a little bit. Ooh, Convoke would be interesting. Although with Convoke, you could technically cast it for 0 mana, right? Unless it's got some special text on it to prevent that. But in general, you can Convoke every... Ooh, complete all dungeons. I do think we're getting more dungeons, it seems like, which is kind of exciting. A character that we got a lot of complaints about for not being in Adventures of Forgotten Realm gets a card. This one of you, I'm sure one of you knows this. There was one card in specific. I don't know D&D well enough, and it was like a year ago now, so I don't remember. But there was definitely one card in specific that everyone was like, this is a huge D&D character. This is a huge Eliminister. That sounds right. I think that's the one that literally everyone was like, why is this not in the set? And we didn't know that we were getting a Commander Legends of Baldur's Gate at that time. So we thought they just forgot about it, but it's actually there. 3 legendary creatures that are gods. Okay, new gods, I guess. A card that enhances all creatures, a card that enhances all creatures with mana abilities. I mean, that would be like Kinnan. Kinnan does that, right? So it could be anything. Like if you tap a creature, tap it for an extra mana or something like that. That seems pretty straightforward. A spell that can copy something X times. That sounds like my kind of spell. I do love copying things and things that double things up. So that sounds pretty sweet. Gotta be 3 dead gods. Are there gods in D&D? Like, what would the gods be? I don't know enough D&D flavor. I mean, I'm sure the Elminster card is gonna be... It's gotta be like some crazy mythic or something. It's gotta be one of the best cards. Here are some rules text that will show up on cards. This spell will cost 1 less to cast for each opponent you're attacking. So it's gotta be an instant. You gotta be able to cast it. It's gotta be like... some sort of pump spell. Creatures get plus whatever. I guess it could be a card draw style effect. I would assume that it's some sort of pump spell though, like some sort of instant speed overrun that encourages you to spread the love. That artifact becomes a 0/0 homunculus artifact creature with flying. Gotta be some sort of turn to frog thing, probably more blue artifact destruction in its own weird way. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, that is an interesting line of text. Wizards, one of the things printing cards for Commander has been a mixed bag. I think there's good and bad news about, these are the new Commander Legends teasers. There's good and bad news about Wizards printing cards directly for Commander, I think. One of the things I like, though, is that we get a lot of theft cards, and I think that theft cards are like, they're just so fun in Commander. I just love stuff that takes stuff from your opponent's deck. So it's really cool to see some sort of payoff for casting spells that are your opponents, essentially. Dandy Flaws, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup here for you. If you control neither creature, draw 3 cards. You don't lose a game for having 0 or less life. All right, there's a lot of cool shenanigans with cards like this. We'll have to see what it actually is. Tokens you control have tap to do something. Then choose a third player when X is the total mana value of where X is the total mana value of dragons you control. Card's probably going to be busted. Like what? I don't know. I mean, you never know because you don't know the mana cost. But this text is very scary to me because dragons are big and expensive, but you cheat them into play with and other things. It seems like this card could be really scary depending on its actual mana cost. Put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value, some sort of janky blue removal. You may cast your commander from the command zone without paying its mana cost. Here are some flavor words in the set. I don't even know. Devour Intellect, Homunculus Servant, Big B's Hand, Gathered Swarm, Avoidance, Vicious Mockery, Blood Drain, Mantle of Inspiration, Animate Jade's Death Ray. What do you think about... Do you like flavor words? I still don't like flavor words. I really don't. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't like the flavor word thing. I find it kind of confusing. I want my keywords to actually mean something, and flavor words do not do that. So for me, personally, I like that keywords are like a shortcut to what a card does, and flavor words do the exact opposite. They're just like random words that I think are actually keywords, but they're not. Here's some creature type lines. Halfling Knight, Tiefling Barbarian, Gith Warrior. I don't think we've ever had a Gith card. Dragon Peasant. That's pretty interesting. Vampire Elf Rogue. Bear Warrior. These are all legends. Excited for a legendary Bear Warrior. Devil Noble, Human Boar, Cat Devil, and legendary Elephant Angel. Legendary Elephant Angel. I have literally no idea. This set looks wild. This set looks wild. I'm pretty excited for it. But anyway, those are the teasers. Spoilers starting soon. Let's do some mob Nixilising and then some gating. So this deck, I've been playing this deck for fun. Basically, it's a mono black aggro deck. Splashing for Nixilis, because Nixilis is really insane. The deck has some really good synergies for Nixilis, though. Like, it's got stuff that comes back from the graveyard. Dread Wanderer, for example, Tenacious Underdog, Scrap Heap Scrounger. It also has a 3-mana 7-power creature, which lets us instantly ultimate Nixilis. So we can play sack the Rotting Registrar, get a 7 loyalty ultimate it, kill our opponent, refill our hand, whatever. And that's essentially the deck. It's like black aggro with mob. You gotta run the 4th Reggie. You want the 4th Reggie? We can add the 4th Reggie. One card that I haven't been that impressed with is Spawn of Mayhem. It's fine, but I don't think it's super necessary. Well, we'll run Rotting Registrar over it. Maximize our potential of getting the insta-ob. Lulu the Elevate. So as a D&D player, if you are a D&D player, do any of those ring a bell to you? I'm lost when it comes to D&D. That's just like not my area, so I don't really know. Is there anything, if you're someone who plays D&D, when you read those little teasers, does anything stand out like, okay, this is probably that character, or this is probably going to do that? I haven't seen Shakedown Heavy in many lists, as I thought it might be. Ooh, Shakedown Heavy could be sweet. Oh no, Yarion Control. Well, this is going to be interesting. Control gets easier after sideboarding. Main deck, it's a little tough, because we're drawing fatal pushes and whatnot, but after sideboarding it usually gets a little bit better. Lulu the Hollyphant is a flying elephant with angel wings. Wait, that's a real thing? That's an actual, ooh, I like that. You know what is very good against control? It is a double Nixilis on turn 3, which I think we're going to be set up for it. Maybe we're just going to be fast enough. Hit ya. Down to 18. No counters, please. No counters, please. About it. Grixis Control. All right. Well, go Ob. Opponent kills it. We will play a land. We will go attacking. We will hit you. Down to 15. Ob. Casualty. Dread Wander. Sack it. Damogoth Titan's a little expensive. Ob really wants cheap things. As much as possible. Well, take up the Ob. Yeah, opponent might be in trouble here. Double Ob is... It is so good against control decks. Take it up. Opponent's down to 11. This is turn 3. Turns on the Night of the Even Legion. This is the power of Mob Nixilis. We're seeing it play out in our very first game. Yes, Gates is deck number 2. I want to show you all this deck because I've been tweeting about it and playing it for fun. So I want to show off this deck, but then we're playing. Then we're gonna play Gates. I found Damogoth Woe Eater is actually a super good card. Interesting. Maybe I'll have to try it. I like Woe Eater. I remember playing it in Standard with 10 the Pest and it was sweet. Turning artifacts into a 0/0 has to be an enemy objects, right? It's gotta be something along those lines. I wonder though, like, the unique part is being able to use it on your opponent's stuff, right? Normally, well, maybe, can you use, like in Soul Artifact or whatever, can you use Animating Fairy or... Was our opponent just done? Are they salting out? Can you use these on your opponent's stuff? Maybe you can. Target non-creature artifact you control. That one made it sound like you could hit anything. Okay, so some of them you can, some of them you can't. That makes sense. Goldfish. I keep decking myself in SNC Limited. Advice. Play more cards? Can you just add a few? Just add a few. Rankle. I think our opponent's just salting out already. Playing Grixis Crim, like, how can you feel bad for the Grixis Crim player? Actually, I don't know. Does anyone have any real advice for not decking out in SNC Limited? Is that a real issue? I've only done a couple of drafts. We did them on stream, and the format was sweet. I didn't realize it was that grindy, though. I don't think there's anything like shuffles your graveyard back in. Opponent. Opponent. Don't play, there you go. Don't play any SNC Limited. That would also do it. So, what is the hype level for Commander Legends 2? What are we hyped about that? I'm like actually pretty curious. Go to combat, smack ya. I think our opponent's really salting out. Well, discard a card, draw a card, lose a life. Get another rankle, take up Ob. Down to 3, take up Ob. The question is, should we kill our opponent?
Pleasure doing business with you.
Maybe we punish our opponent for salting out by not killing them. That'd be kind of funny. Pretty stoked. I'm excited because the first Commander Legends was really good. Like, the first Commander Legends was, I think, a pretty classic set from Wizards. So I'm pretty hyped because of that. Also, Adventures in Forgotten Realm, it was cool. Even though I'm not a D&D player, it was cool. The little bits that we've heard, like more dungeons, is kind of the rumor going around. That is pretty exciting. I think we need more dungeons for Commander. The current ones are just, for Standard, they're kind of fine, but for Commander in specific, they're not good enough to really make you want to play dungeons. So I like them printing more dungeons by having them not go into Standard. I think Commander Legends 2 is going to add more staples than everyone needs. That is something I am concerned about. Like, that is really it. Yeah, I guess not killing them is kind of boring, isn't it? Okay. Well, maybe they will. Are we playing best of one? What is going on? I'm so confused. We're almost at Mythic accidentally, which is sweet. Yoda Man! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 47th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Well, that was not a great example of the power of the deck because our opponent just salted out, but they did. They skipped the whole match. I am a little concerned about more staple. Like, if you go to actual, let's go to Commander Legends. What did Commander Legends do that was a negative? If we go back to the first one, what cards should they have not printed? We know, that's not gonna work. This might. Yeah. Rankle or Dreadwander? Rankle or Dreadwander? Which is going to the bottom? That's the question. Hey, what's up, Monster CC? How are you? Oh yeah, we did a treasure podcast. Hey, what's up, Labrador? Over on the Commander channel. If you want to hear about treasures in Commander, it was an interesting conversation. So what were the problems with Commander Legends? Is it? Yes, it is. All right, Blood Crypt, untapped. Dreadwander. So if we look at Commander Legends, what are the mistake cards? Hullbreacher, definitely a mistake. Like, I think that is clear number one, definitely a mistake. Opposition Agent, we could have a conversation about. I actually don't know if I consider it a mistake, really. I know people tend to find it salty and dislike it, but I don't know. I play against it a ton because of Crim, and personally, it doesn't bother me that much. Jewel Lotus, I think that would be number one. Like, I think that Jewel Lotus, I consider it a mistake. I know it hasn't, like, broken anything, but Jewel Lotus, it's $90, and it leads to the same kind of games that I dislike. These, like, arch enemy, win or lose super quickly, oh my god. Either hate someone out or lose style of games. And I think those are just like the least fun style of Commander games. Ooh, Jessica's Will. That's an interesting one. Is Jessica's Will a mistake? Jessica's Will is really good. It's probably borderline. Now that I think about it, it probably is. So if we take Risen, boy, this is tough. Well, more Dread Wandering. Not feeling super confident about this. We need a way to kill this Leafkin Druid. If our opponent starts dropping Cavaliers and Nissas, our life is going to be tough about it. Oh, that means Nissa gets to come next turn. Oh, okay. Land. Wait, we're just dead, aren't we? I think we're just dead. Well, Nixilis. This Nixilis is not going to save us. Our opponent's just got the biggest, baddest stuff with a bunch of rapid weed and removal. Well, 2 Nixilises. Take them up, but our opponent's going to be fine with discarding here because they're going to be playing Nissas. Take them up. Hey, what's up, Halfling? How are you?
Your punishment
Well, your go. Yeah, this is bad news. Bad news. Death. Death is coming. So, how would you rank Commander Legends, the original, on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being greatest set of all time, 1 being, I don't know, Fallen Empires? With 10 being original Innistrad, 1 being Homelands. A solid 8. Solid 8, that would be what? Cons, maybe? Cons of Tarkir? All right, I could see a solid Cons of Tarkir. I mean, I think it was really good. There is always a risk, though, with these sets that Wizards print stuff that they feel like they got to print to sell the sets. That's what I'm worried about. I've been really struggling with staples in Commander, and I think I've just changed my opinion on how I'm going to build Commander decks. Like, I think that the way I'm going to build Commander decks from now on is I'm just going to try to play the most flavorful cards in each slot in the deck. And if that means I don't have Smothering Tithe, or I don't have, whatever other staple, then so be it. Like, I will accept that. Yeah, we're all right. Yeah. Well, today we learned a single Nissa is better than 2 Nixilis by quite a bit. All right, opponent Nissa-ing a. Well, we need to keep that from happening. We can bring in Power Word Kill, Heartless Act, Legion's End, Heartless Act, Power Word Kill, Witch's Vengeance. Go Blank. If we can find the room, Go Blank is good. The question is, how do we fit all this? So we can go down the scrap heap. That's kind of weak-ish. Fatal Push is probably a necessary evil. There's no way we can bring in this many cards. I guess they have big reachers that make Rankle less impressive. We still need to be able to play like a aggressive game plan, though. Yeah, I guess we can cut all the Rankles. Yeah. And just go more aggressive. Yeah, I mean, Duress would be fine too. Although I think they're pretty creature heavy. They look like an elemental deck. They got Risen Reef. So they gotta be pretty creature heavy. Cut Ob? I don't think we can cut Ob. I want more archetype cards over generically good cards. The funny thing is, as we have this conversation, it is literally the same thing we say about Modern with Modern Horizons. Like, exactly. The same thing. What do we want out of Modern Horizons? We want cards to power up lower tier archetypes, not ultra staples that go in every deck. That's exactly it. We don't want the Ragavans that every single deck is going to play, or the Urza Saga that every single deck is going to play. What we want is cards that power up lower tier decks, or cards like Yawgmoth that are really good in a specific archetype, insane in a specific archetype, but really only go in one specific archetype. It's the same thing. It is literally exactly the same thing. So hopefully Wizards actually gets that. But we got these competing like desires. There's this tension because Wizards wants to print the ultra staples, because the ultra staples are going to be really expensive and make people buy packs. But then players don't always want the ultra staples because they end up not being fun. They end up being too good. They end up being everywhere. That's exactly the tension of Magic design in 2022, I think. And it has been for the last few years, so we'll see. I hope that Wizards is getting it. I think that Wizards is getting it. I think they are. I'm still more confused. What is the difference between Historic and Explorer? Is this Wizards' answer to Alchemy? So, kill the dork. Single Ob is less exciting, but I guess it's still something. All right, Single Ob. Not casualing Ob feels so bad. Jigsaw, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So, Explore is Pioneer, but it doesn't have all the cards yet. Wizards is adding Pioneer to Arena. This is what will be Pioneer, but currently it's just the cards that are legal on Arena. So we're missing some of the Pioneer cards. So that means it's a non-rotating format that doesn't have... Well, I guess the time has come. It's a non-rotating format that doesn't have alchemy cards. It doesn't have jumpstart cards. It doesn't have any digital-only cards. Wow, mass manipulation? Whew, opponent's like playing an old standard deck. If they go land this, I'm gonna cry. Oh! Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. We draw even more Magic the Gathering land cards. All right, pass the turn. Not looking great. Not looking great. About it. Land. Triggers. Grows. Combat. Hits us. Oh, now Heartless Act doesn't work? Oh no. Oh no, oh no. So first time I've played against elementals in this format. I didn't know that people played elementals here. Well, we're going to take a bunch to draw another land and a very bad Thoughtseize. Oh yeah, this is the worst. Looking pretty dead. Well, we did draw 18 lands, which is just not going to get it done here. Our deck caps out at 3 mana, and we have, so many lands. Opponent. Jesus. All right. Well, that was brutal. Whoa. Okay. Well, let's forget about that one. I'm gutted that you didn't beat the Shadow player with Vivian Pod. Oh, yeah, that was brutal. Oh, I forgot how much I dislike Nissa. That card's so busted. I mean, Nissa, it has been mostly okay in older formats, but wow. Oh, that was like my least favorite card in Standard. One of them. What is your least favorite card in current Standard? Is there anything you just can't wait to rotate? We're only one set away. We get rotation with the next set, the very next set, although it's not going to be till September, but still, next set's rotation. Hey, what's up, Sir Robert? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing well. What is at the top of your please rotate list? I think Chariot and Goldspan stick out. Those ones I will not shed a tear when those ones leave Standard forever. All right, this hand. Ooh, we got the combo. Rotting Regisar. I think that qualifies as a combo. All right, Tabland, go. Opponent. What are you up to, opponent? Please don't Thoughtseize our combo pieces. A lot of people dislike Life Gain. Wow, that's a lot of Regisars. Well, Thoughtseize you, I guess. Oh, another Grixis. Another Grixis Crim deck. So removal for days. Jeez, Thoughtseize. All right, sure. I mean, I think we're going to try to ultimate the Ob. I think that's where we're at. As a Brawl player, I'm not going to miss the Prismatic Bridge. Prismatic Bridge is actually pretty sweet. Oh, not a fan of Meathook, eh? Meathook is pretty good. Will we have Pioneer Brawl? I don't believe so. I believe Brawl is staying the same. Chariot's so cheaty, though, on best vehicle list. Oh, God. All right, Scrap Heap Scrounger. Not the best time to miss a land drop. There's never a good time to miss your third land drop, but this is especially a bad one. Ugh, rough running. Chariot Valkyrie. Ooh, Valkyrie's a good one. Honestly, how has Standard been for y'all? I'm curious. Standard I've really enjoyed, but I'm legitimately super scared of the Esper deck. Like the Esper deck, I don't know. I feel like I just cannot. I don't know. Is Esper too good? What's your experience with Esper, Ben? I feel like I've enjoyed basically everything in Standard outside of Esper, which every time I play against Esper, I feel like I lose to it, and I feel like it's just that deck is so busted. What are you playing, Halfway? Curious. When I play against Esper, I feel like it's got the best creatures, it's got the best planeswalkers, it's got the best everything. It is literally the best of everything. But yeah, I mean, I have been enjoying it. And unless I hit the string of like 5 Esper matchups in a row, and then I enjoy it less. But outside of that, I've really enjoyed Streets of New Capenna Standard a lot. I think Standard's at one of its best points in a long time. Opponent. Fatal Push the Scrap Heap. Can we draw a land? No. We will continue to draw rotting registers. Okay, we have all the registers in the world, although unfortunately we have none of the lands to cast them. Not good. Not good. Not good. Wedding Invitation's really good. Oh, there's a sweet standard deck coming up for Much Brew that it has a good answer for Wedding Announce, but I'm really excited. We're playing standard for Much Brew on Friday, and the deck's sweet. Oh, it's so sweet. There have been a lot of good standard decks. Like, I think that's a sign that standard's in a good place. I feel like we've had a lot of good standard decks recently. About it. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Well, we draw the land. Is it too late to matter? Rotting Regisar. Hit you with the Underdog. Alright, so we got here incredibly slowly. About it. What do you think about this first Shakedown Heavy? What do you think is better? I guess Shakedown Heavy doesn't insta-ultimate Ob, though, does it? Is one power short? Ooh, you know what'd be sweet? You know what'd be sweet? Remember that deck we played in Standard with Fight Rigging? I wonder if we can build Fight Rigging Regisar Nixilis. Ooh, that actually sounds super cool. In Explorer. That actually sounds sweet. Fight Rigging cares about the same things as Ob. So you play Fight Rigging, you play Regisar, you play Shakedown Heavy. Yeah, like Jun Mob Hideaway. Alright, well, the fact that we didn't draw anything for so many turns gives our opponent the ability to Thought Seize away our good stuff. Sure. Opponent. Ooh, Galta, that sounds sweet. Hey, what's up, Dylan? How are you? Ooh, Sarkhan's on... Yeah, you can play Sarkhan's Unsealing too. Jam them all together and just see what happens. Clickbait, maybe some clickbait. Yeah, opponent takes our good cards. Yeah, I mean, we just did not hit lands for way too many turns to really have much of a shot here. I mean, our opponent's at 13, I guess, if they can't kill our stuff. But we're going to have to start discarding our hand to this Regisar, which is less than ideal. Opponent, Croxa. Well, I guess if we discard our hand to Croxa, we don't have to discard it to our Regisar. Got him. Opponent. Passes. Well, we'll discard, I think, Regisar. See if we can hit a land. Oh, sort of. Sort of, but not really. Opponent. So we hit the Hive of the Eye Tyrant at a very inopportune time. All right, Opponent, what you gonna do? Yeah, Valky. Oh, Valky with Fight Rigging too. That actually does sound. That does sound sweet. Yeah, Sarkhan Unsealing. It's as long as you can avoid the Heartless Summoning Trap, it can be really, really, really strong. That's always the risk with it, is you end up falling into the Heartless Summoning Trap, where your deck is like insane when you have it, but then the rest of your deck is like incredibly bad when you don't have it. But if you make your deck function without it, then it's so incredibly powerful. About it. More lands. And what? Gets back Croxa. Well, okay. Oh, we would have won this game so easily had we hit our land drops. Opponent. Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, get back the scrap heap, I guess. Get rid of a Regisar. But now we're essentially hard locked unless we draw removal, which we don't. Well, go to combat. Yeah, because now, yeah, we're just... Yeah. Because our opponent can just keep copying this and kill our entire team. Opponent blocks. We needed to hit our lands in a timely manner. I think we... Do we just scoop? Is there any reason not to scoop here? Our opponent has repeatable removal every turn. We had to discard all of our cool cards. Alright. I mean, I guess we won't scoop. Opponent. Run 4 Commune with Spirits. It can find Fight Rigging too. Ooh. That's a sweet idea. What else does Commune with Spirits hit? Commune with Spirits hits only 4 cards, right? 4 cards deep. Yeah, it hits lands too. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Hard to whiff if you can hit lands. As long as you hit lands with these cards, they usually are good enough. Opponent. Loth Spider Queen. That's a good one. And spiders, and yeah, now I think we can go to game 2. Oh, we've had some really rough running so far. The floods and the screws, one after another after another. So, opponent. Playing some sort of Rakdos Grixis pile. A Crim deck by the looks. Yeah, I don't know. Rotting Regisar, it's cute, but I'm really... The combo with Nixilis is interesting, but I am a little bit skeptic. I don't know. It's a little clunky. I'm not sure it's a card that you want to be playing 4 copies of. It might be a card that you want like 2 copies of, somewhere around there. I think that might be the right number. Like, it's cool when the combo works, but it's not very good. Yeah, it's a card that I was playing as like a 1 of or a 2 of, but people want to see the combo of Mob Nixilis, which it is really sweet when the combo works, but I like it better as a like... I draw it sometimes and it does. From a competitive perspective, I feel like it's probably better as like a 1 of every once in a while I do this cool thing rather than a 4 of. It empties your hand really quickly and it does get blocked by everything. Shakedown Heavy doesn't do what... It doesn't instantly ultimate Ob Nixilis, so I think that just is worse. Like, if we're gonna play a clunky 3-drop, I think the reason to do it is because it combos with Ob Nixilis. I think playing a clunky 3-drop and having it not combo with Ob Nixilis is kind of like the worst of both worlds, I would say. Like, if you're gonna pay the price of the clunkiness, you at least want to have the upside of like, ooh, I just accidentally won by ultimating my Planeswalker. Shimmich, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. You can threaten to attack with Shakedown Heavy, draw a card, and then just sack it to Ob Second Main. Yeah, but it doesn't get enough loyalty. The upside of Regisar is 7 power means you can immediately ultimate your Ob. 6 power means it's still got to survive a turn, so there's still a risk, I would say. Well, if there's one thing I've learned about Go Blank, it's if you resolve 2 of them in the same game, you're usually in a pretty good place. We have a new donation from Lucid. $5 donation. Seth, how much do I need to pay you to start calling you Rotting Regisar Reggie Rotten? It's actually, I don't even know if you'd have to pay me for that. That seems like a pretty good nickname. I'm gonna have to try to remember that, Reggie Rotten. Opponent, expressive iteration. I like Shakedown Heavy. I think Shakedown Heavy is a sweet card. I just don't know if the goal is to ultimate Ob Nixilis. I don't think it does it. It is a sweet card though, and I mean we've played it in standard. It's been very powerful. Opponent. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Lucid. Thank you. 3 mana, you get a 5/5 without the downside. Ugh. Well, okay. I think we just keep... Yeah, let's just keep going blank here. Go blank, make you discard. Go blank is like the him I win thing of the modern age. Not quite as good as double him, but still. Hey, Seth in chat. Has anyone heard people complaining about modern decks being too little diverse in comparison to the card pool? So like the same card showing up over and over again? I mean, that's something we've talked about and complained about. I think, yes, that's something that's happened thanks to Modern Horizons 2 in specific. So it is a thing. It's definitely a thing. Hunted horror up Nixilis is hilarious. Although, maybe you need a torpor orb or a stifle or something. I would worry about dying to the. You do it, you draw 7 and take 7, and then your opponent has 2 3/3s to beat you down with. That sounds a little risky. But if you can keep from dying to the tokens, like that is the fastest way, I think, to ultimate. Not many 2-drops that can do it. About it. Land passes. We draw more lands. Well, I guess it's Tenacious D time. Get in, hit you. I've been playing more 30 best of 3 with Mardu Greasefang. The deck is a piece of art. Mardu Greasefang's really good. It is a very, very strong deck for sure. About it. Passes. Well, Tenacious D Part 2. The greatest 2-drop in the world. Or maybe just a tribute. Get in, hit you. Opponent. Down to 14. Yes, Lockwing. Draw. Tenacious Underdog is it's so good. That card's so good. Like, look at what this is doing. 4 mana, hit you for 3, draw yet another land. But it is so, the card is so good. I almost wonder if it's too good. Like, I think this card is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so good. This is part of what makes the Esper deck so hard to beat in Standard, I think. Like, even if you can deal with all their creatures, deal with all their planeswalkers, fight through their Void Reds and Vanishing Verses, you got the Tenacious Under D coming in from the graveyard again and again and again. Well, okay. Tenacious Underdog. Part 3. Go to combat. Hit ya. I mean, it's refilled our hand. All we've been doing is blitzing this. Our opponent's losing more life than we are. Like, it's refilling our hand. It's so good. Yeah, Go Blanks. Also very good. All right, more lands. About it. Untaps. Yeah, Graveyard Trespasser is really strong. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing that, that is a good answer in Standard. Oh boy, opponent. Opponent. Kill it. Oh. That was a good attempt. Good try. Oh my. We're flooding out again, but we're flooding out and surviving. All right, let's double D. Tenacious Underdog. Blitz it. We got enough mana that we can blitz 2 of them each turn. Yeah. This is all we've really done. Opponent kills it, we draw a card, doesn't really matter, it's coming back next turn anyway. Oh my god, that's another land. So many lands. All right, well, we get to sack it, draw it. Please not a land, please. Okay, that's an ob, and we got, opponents, we need 1 point of damage, and we can get him with the combo. We can get him with the Meat Hook Massacre, trying to gain back some life. X0. We need 1 single point of damage. Okay, so, how do we do it? Hearse is good against graveyard decks. Okay, how do we do this? 1, 2, Yeah, I guess that's true. We're at 10. Well, Tenacious Underdog. Go to combat. Attack you. Down to 6. That's a little scary. This is all of us, too. This is all for blitzing. Pony has not damaged us once. We've spent 14 life blitzing underdogs. Opponent Murderous Riders 1. Sure, gains back a life. I really want the Mob Nixilis win, though, opponent. We draw Thoughtseize. Well, play the land. Dreadwanderer. Lose our underdog. I think we got it. I think we got the combo. I think we got the combo. Yep, opponent untaps. We even have Thoughtseize protection. I think we're going to do it. About it. Mob Nixilis win. Mob Nixilis combo kill. Reggie Rotten. Okay, opponent. Graveyard Trespasser. Trying to get rid of the underdogs. There it is. We were just talking about Graveyard Trespasser. Up to 6. 6 is not enough, though. We go to 5. So, land. Thoughtseize. Do the hand check. Make sure there's no interaction. There is not. Rotting Regisaur. I think this is actually Xaxes. Casualty. Sack it. Opponent goes to 7. We get a 7-powered Mob Nixilis. The last mode. Target player draws 7 cards, loses 7 life, going to the face. Yes, we are sure arena. And that's a Mob Nixilis kill. There it is. There it is. That's what we were looking for. That is a 1. That is a 1. All right. Now that we've seen that, we can play Gates after this game. we can gate it up. That's fine. We can gate it up. Do you think that Gates will work in this format? I'm actually kind of curious if Gates is going to be good. I always just have so much fun playing Gates. Like every single time. Every single time. In any format, it's always just so much fun. Ooh, someone sent me, did you know that Burnt Offering was a card? I kind of knew. Like, I remember seeing it before, but I never really paid attention to it. Burnt Offering, 1 mana, sack a creature, add black or red mana equal to its mana value. I totally forgot this was a thing. Someone sent me a deck with this in Shadow Mortality that was using it to try to cast Emrakul. And it just looks so funny. Like, get your life total down, 2 mana Shadow, sack it, 15 mana, cast an Emrakul. Seems legit. Seems legit. Well, play this on black. Thoughtseize you. We need a... Oh my goodness. Okay, kill the Kaido. Well, 1 Mob Nixilis is not the end of the world. As long as we can keep a creature off the battlefield, the Kaido being gone, this is... Oh, a lot of busted cards in the same deck. Okay. Night... Blood Crypt untapped. Knight of the Even Legion. It's probably showing our opponent something's up, but pass the turn. Well, maybe we're the one with the Mob Nixilis. Oh, Sacrifice does do it too, doesn't it? Yeah, it was a legacy deck, which means we might not ever actually play it, but it was a really cool idea. What you got, opponent? Please not Thoughtseize. Running out of Mob Nixilis without the copy feels so bad. Sure. Opponent makes a devil. Well, in that case, kill the devil. So we can kill the Mob Nixilis. Play yet another land. Kill Mob Nixilis. Cast our own Mob Nixilis. Casualty mode. And... Oh, I don't know if Gates can work in Legacy. That's one format where I've never tried it. I'm not sure it could work just because... Just because of... Wasteland. Wasteland seems like a problem. Opponent. I mean, so... Our matches today on stream have not been... Haha! You've activated our trap card of having only lands in hand. You got us, opponent. You got us. So this deck has been really good for me. That's a bit of an issue. Well, take up Mob Nixilis. Take up Nixilis. Hive of the Eye Tyrant past the turret. So our opponent can start sniping our obs with this Hive, but they're getting a little low on life. Sure, we don't have an answer. Opponent hits the ob. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Well, take up the ob. Land. Hive of the Eye Tyrant hits ya. Down to 7. Is it going to be enough? Eat a whatever. Go blank. Down to 7. Will the mob Nixilis carry? I see a lot of players make Devil Token with Ob. When do you think it is correct to make one, Seth? So I usually only make one when I need a blocker or if I need to gain life. But my default mode is just take up, take up, take up, take up. Maybe I... Ooh, all right, opponent has the Thought Seize. Wow, we're so close. So close. That's not super helpful. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I mean, our opponent has to survive this Hive of the Eye Tyrant, though. We sniped the Croxa. Opponent needs 2 blockers or a removal spell. Are we getting there? Are we taking down Grixis control? Opponent. I'll show you in a minute before we switch to Gates. Murderous Rider. A land for this Thought Seize would be so helpful. Come on, deck. Untap land. Knight of the Even Legion. Okay, now what? Well, we win if our opponent has, if these cards are not interaction. If these cards are a removal spell, then we probably just lose. So the other option is Thoughtseize Knight of the Even Legion. That's probably better here. Yeah, let's Thoughtseize, because we can even pump the Knight. Would we have won? No. Okay. So I'm glad we did that. Well, we'll take the Fatal Push. Play Knight of the Even Legion. And pass the turn. Opponent. Thinking. I mean, opponent's been tapped out most turns, so they really haven't had good windows to kill the Hive. Oh, it's gonna be close. This is gonna be close. So I need to, I think, so the Hive has Menace. So they probably have to Ob and, I don't even know, Devil? Opponent. They gotta do something. They're dead on board right now. Mihawk Massacre is not good because we can pump this. Opponent's in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. Okay, Ob, no casualty. Makes a Devil.
One city, go sow some chaos.
Okay, so we don't win immediately. Hey, what's up, Winzo? How are you? Yeah, maybe they should have get down the meat hook. So we can hit our opponent to 1, but we can't win? And not even really 1, because I'll gain back some life. Opponent. They do have to block this Knight of the Even Legion forever. But if we pump it too much, then it dies to meat hook. But then their stuff dies, I don't even know. All right, they run out the meat hook X0. Okay, what do we find? Come on, deck. Castle Lockwane. Interesting. Wow, this is such a close game. I've been building a 8-whack deck in Pioneer. I want to know if I should play the Goblin Lord from AFR. Oh, probably, especially since in Pioneer we're missing one of the whacks. So I think that has to be the backup whack, essentially. I don't think there's another better option. So I would say yes, probably by default. Play Castle Lockwane. I kind of think we don't even attack here. A whack up, you might say. Yeah, let's just pass, I think. So if we attack, actually no, that's attacking's pretty good, isn't it? This is actually like a super. So if we attack, our opponent has to block, which puts them down a creature, which turns on Hive of the Eye Tyrant. But then our opponent still has this Murderous Rider. We're gonna have to pump, so we can't turn on Hive of the Eye Tyrant. You know what? We're just gonna pass this turn. I think we pass and draw with Castle Lockwane. Opponent ticks up. Sure, this lets him gain life, which is less than good.
Plead for mercy.
And so opponent's up to 4. Goes to combat. Well, okay, Castle Lockwane, draw a card. We get our own Ob. That's interesting. Oh boy, Ob Wars. You think that was the worst possible way to play it? Interesting. How would you have played it, my axe? I'm curious. What would your line have been? So if we double Ob, our opponent discards 1, drops to 2, but then we don't have a blocker, so they're going to gain back 2. Yeah, I wish we could double pump. We can't double pump and Ob. We can pump once in Ob. There's risk to attacking with it. Like, if we go attacking, we turn on removal. We also turn on our opponent doing a bunch of blocking. I think it's still probably the correct call, but you know, go attacking. Hopefully our opponent didn't top deck a removal spell. Opponent blocks. Sure. All right, gonna make us pump. So we will pump. Casualty of the Ob. Opponent gains a life. This Miog Massacre is doing so much work.
I don't need respect, just obedience.
Okay. Yeah, opponent's gaining a lot of life. This life gain is actually like a super big issue. I think Double Devil is pretty bad. The Devils are pretty useless at the moment. One Devil, maybe. Double tick up could be worth it. If we double tick up, we're going to get to keep an Ob. The problem is our opponent's also gaining life, which is, yeah, I think we double tick up. Yeah, our opponent is also got this lifelinking Murderous Rider. So our opponent's life total is much higher than it looks because Murderous Rider is gaining life. Miog Massacre is gaining life. That's kind of the issue. Double ticking up though does mean we're gonna untap with an Ob, but we're getting hit by this. What a weird, close, crazy game. Oh, we have a Commander Legends preview. All right, we will look at it as soon as this game ends before we switch to Gates.
Go ahead.
All right, tick up, tick up. Opponent discards a land. Opponent's at 3. Ob Wars, taps. What do they top deck? Opponent. We also have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So if our opponent Hives of the Eye Tyrant to get rid of one of our obs, and we can Hive of the Eye Tyrant to get rid of their ob. Opponent. Double tick up will force them to attack ob, and you'll be able to swing with the Hive. Yeah, I mean, we are pressuring with the obs. 2 obs is good. They can only kill one of them. They need the Hive of the Eye Tyrant to kill any of them. This ob is not gaining life at the moment, which is good. How many Croxes are left? We've only seen 1, I think. So in their deck, many, which means that would be a really brutal draw since they can, well, they can't quite double it yet. If you don't have creatures to die, Miho can't gain them life. That is true. That is a good point. Opponent. So where do you come down on the Explorer versus Pioneer debate? Like, we're playing this deck. Would you be more happy right now at this exact moment in your life if we were on Magic Online playing Pioneer? Oh no, we have 0 Croxes. We are a mono black deck that's the only red card we have is the obs. We're mono black aggro that's splashing ob. Opponent gets in, gains some life, kills the big ob.
This isn't over.
And they can't play this card because they needed to discard to the ob. This has been the closest game. Well, they don't just die because they can discard this card.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, Thoughtseize would have won us the game here, actually. Yeah, the almost game. Am I missing a way that this is actually game? Our opponents had good game too, but I don't think they're actually dead. All right, so take up Ob Nixilis. Get rid of the card in our opponent's hand.
Coin or carnage. Tribute is owed.
Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Oh, we were so incredibly close. Go to combat. Yeah, if we had 1 more mana, then we would have just straight up had it. Hit our opponent. Actually, do we hit our opponent? Well, the ob's not really gaining life at the moment. So we hit our opponent to 2, but then they Murderous Rider back up to 4. Well, we have a card to discard, so we can discard the Go Blank, so we don't die. I don't know if we win by hitting Ob, though. All right, well, we'll kill the Ob. People seem to vote for the kill Ob play, which... The kill Ob play's fine. This Murderous Rider's lifelink has done so much work. So we hit our opponent to 2, but then they go to 4, and they still have the Ob. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculously close. So they can fire up the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, kill our Ob, go up to 7. And then I guess we're back in top deck mode. Opponent. This is the best I've seen Murderous Rider be in a long time. I'm honestly not sure if face is better. If we hit face, we still don't have lethal next turn. Yeah, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Kills the Ob. Eats the graveyard. The problem is we don't have great top decks here.
Wipe that smile.
Opponent oh. Rankle is an interesting top deck. Okay. That is probably our best top deck. So if we go blank, Rankle. Yeah, we don't have enough mana to Hive and Rankle, unfortunately. Next turn, maybe. Next turn, we might be able to. Play Rankle. Go blank. Hit you with Rankle. No choices. No, if we sack, we gotta sack Rankle. We don't want to sack Rankle here. Yeah, we don't want to draw. What we need to do is, I think we do nothing. So here's where we're at. If we do nothing, our opponent, we don't know what they're going to top deck. If they attack with Murderous Rider, we go to 5, they go to 6. We fire up Hive of the Eye Tyrant. We kill our opponent with 6 damage. If they don't attack, we attack with Rankle, hit our opponent, draw and lose a life. That's lethal. So doing nothing puts our opponent in, they have to top deck. They're just essentially in top deck mode here. If they don't top deck something, they're dead, no matter what they do. Well, if we sack, we got to sack Rankle, because we have to sack a creature too, remember. So we'll lose our Rankle. We'll get rid of this, but we'll lose our Rankle. Opponent. So Rankle, we discard before we draw. So there's not a way to hold on to the go blank and choose the discard mode. I think this is just lethal, though. And we were tapped out, so we didn't have... It's not like we could do something with the mana, and I don't really want to give our opponent another top deck here. They need a top deck removal, I think. Opponent. This was a ridiculous game. Opponent passes. Well, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Actually, no. Since our opponent didn't attack, we don't Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Go to combat. Attack you. Hit you. Hopefully. And I think we each draw a card and lose life. Wow. Wow, that was a ridiculously close game. Jeez. Okay, spoiler time, gate time. Wow, that was actually a really interesting game. I don't know if it came across from the from the outside, but that was just a really close, interesting game of Magic. Just finished mowing my lawn, listening to this week's podcast. Now catching you live. It's a good day. Hey, welcome, Sauerkraut. Good to have you. It's almost gate time, but first, we got a new card to look at. We got a new card from Commander Legends. Is it good? That's the question. Early spoiler. Spoiler season doesn't start officially until next week. What do we get? We get Zevlor? Oh my, come on, Wizards. Come on, Wizards. Zevlor True Exile. Those aren't even words. Zevlor Elturel Exile. Grixis, legendary Tiefling Warrior. 4 mana, 4/2 with haste, 2 mana tap it. When you cast your death's instant or sorcery spell that targets a single opponent or a single permanent an opponent controls, for each other opponent, choose that player or permanent they control. Wizards. Okay. Pay 2, tap it. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell that targets a single opponent or a single permanent an opponent controls, for each other opponent, choose that player or a permanent they control. Copy that spell and the copy targets the chosen player or permanent. So essentially, in that huge line of text, what this is saying is pay 2, tap it. If you target your opponent or you target one of your opponent's things, you can copy that spell to target each opponent in each one of their things. Is this card good? I mean, Drex, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. For the 12th month, big super chat for you. Thank you. Angel Suffering is a interesting one for sure. I mean, it seems fine. It has haste, which is nice. So that means in the late game, you can play this maybe from your command zone. It comes down, pay 2, immediately cast a Doomblade or something and blow up something from each opponent. I'm sure, I mean, it seems like a fine value card, I guess. I don't know if I'd be excited to... Kismet, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I don't know if I'd be excited to play it as a commander, though. Like, when you look at, like, Grixis commanders, there's so many sweet commanders. Like, Kess is a really powerful spell slinger commander. Jaliva, another kind of spell slinger commander. And Hilo, a really exciting new spell slinger commander. So we got a lot of Grixis commanders that care about spells. I don't think this intrigues me as much as something like Enhilo or something like Kess or whatever. Like, it's fine. What would be the sweetest thing we could do with this? Is there anything specifically sweet we could do with it? What's like the best card? Threaten. So threaten, steal 3 creatures, have a sack outlet, sack them. That's pretty sweet. I can get behind that. Target. There's got to be some other good target player cards. Ooh, cruel. Does Cruel Ultimatum work? Wait, I got to read the text on that again. Does it say? When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell that targets a single opponent or a single permanent an opponent controls. Cruel Ultimatum. Let's read this. Target opponent sacks a creature, discards 3 cards, loses 5 life. You return a creature. Okay, doesn't target from your graveyard to your hand. I actually think that does work. There's only one instance of target on Cruel Ultimatum, so I think that actually does work. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's just it's a Grixis Crim Commander. Okay, well, honestly, Worst Fears is kind of hilarious. What is the one that's where you exchange 2 players gain control of each other's turn? Oh, I guess that targets 2 people, so that wouldn't work. Worst Fears is kind of hilarious, though. Peer into the Mist, I like it. River's Rebuke bounces all your opponents. Okay, so kind of build your own Cyclonic Rift. I can get behind that. Actually costs more mana than Cyclonic Rift, because Cyclonic Rift's very, very good, but... Cruel Entertainment. That's a card I've always wanted to play, but it wasn't on Moto for a long time. Ooh, Soren's Vengeance. Okay. Let's see. Actually, all right, let's go to Scryfall real quick, and then we're going to play Gates. Go to Scryfall real quick. Target player. So do target player, and then you can sort by EDH rec rank, just out of curiosity. Sign in Blood. Got him. Chain of Vapor. Oh, Blue Sun Zenith. Blue Sun Zenith to infinite mana Blue Sun Zenith win the game. So infinite mana Blue Sun Zenith, that forces everyone to draw their entire deck and you win. That would be good. Sublime Epiphany, I think, has too many instances of target on it. Dive on with the gift of 2 Vox Eterno. Welcome to the Fishbowl. I guess we should do like instant or sorcery. Big scoops here for you. Thank you. So Blue Sun Zenith seems good. I like that. Oh, briberies. Briberies is bribery sounds insane. Acquire and bribery. Yes. Yes, that I can get behind. That sounds really sweet. Target opponent reveals his or her hand and discards all non-land. Ooh. Amnesia? Amnesia has the I love that. I love that art. They show Amnesia with an actual just like a hole through the brain. I guess that's trying to show that they can't remember anything. Praetor's Grasp. Okay. The more we talk about this, the more excited I'm getting for this commander, because there are some cool things that it can. Oh my god, blatant thievery targets too many things. Oh, target player. Okay, so you can make each of your opponents take an extra turn. That's probably not good. Target player's life total becomes 20. What about instants? Are there any good instants? Those were the sorceries. And also, this also includes targeting creatures. We're just looking at opponent stuff. Sinkhole everyone. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to each other creature that player controls. Then each of those creatures deal damage equal to their power to that. Ooh, that's actually kind of funny. So you choose one of your opponent's creatures. Wow, that's okay. Build your own Plague Wind. I guess you could cast actual Plague Wind, but that's. Oh, did I do sorcery again? I did. All right, let's try instant. All right, instance this time. Alpha Brawl's kind of sweet. This is the new. There's a new, where did it go? There's a new Commander Legends card, Zevlor, which lets you copy a thing that you cast that targets an opponent or one of their things, and you copy it for each opponent. So we're just trying to see what kind of things we could actually do with it. Ancestral Recall. Exile target creature an opponent controls. That player, okay, so like polymorph stuff. Brain Freeze? I don't think you get the copies for all of them though, do you? Okay, I mean, I'm gonna give it a solid C. I don't think. Oh, did I miss your message, Typhon? Send it to me again and I will get it. I'm gonna give it a solid. Okay, let's go B minus. C plus. I think that it's a card that I would play, and it seems kind of fun, and you can do some spell slingery stuff, but it's not really my style of commander. But I do like some of the shenanigans that we found looking into it. Anyway, let's do some gating. Also, a quick reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. My Explorer deck in a guess of Baldur's Gate cards, Silver Dragon Innkeeper's Wife. Silver Dragon Innkeeper's Wife. I don't even know what that is. Not X-Men Explorer Edition. Ooh, I haven't done any mutating in a while. Yeah, you can do some cool things with Vadrock. Vadrock combos. I remember this one from Standard for a bit. This was a fun Standard deck. It actually got good for a while too. Yeah, maybe mutate could be good here. It does feel like there's been a lot of Crim cards. We need more Seth cards. All right, so Gates. Gates. This is a deck I've been wanting to try and explore for one huge reason. Well, two huge reasons. One is I always have fun playing Gates. Two is it's pretty cheap. This is not designed to be a budget build, but even when you're not really taking budget into account, the deck still just ends up being really cheap because your mana base is all Guild Gates. Like, you got a couple of rares for the Maze's End and the Plaza Harmony. In your payoffs, Gate Colossus, Gatebreaker Ram, Gates Ablaze, Guild Summit, those are all also not rare. So it's a really cheap deck to put together. The question is it any good? So what's this deck trying to do? We got two different pathways. One is we can make a bunch of land drops, play things like Gatebreaker Ram, it gets huge. Play Gate Colossus, it's huge, and it comes down cheaply and it keeps coming back. Draw a bunch of cards with Guild Summit and whatnot, and eventually just kind of grind our opponent out with creatures. The other plan is 10 gates on the battlefield, Maze's End, activate it, win the game against the odd side with the Maze's End kill. So that's the other way we can win. Otherwise, we're just kind of dirtling around and drawing cards in the sideboard. We get a bunch of graveyard hate, we get a bunch of removal, we get some Archangels to gain a bunch of life, and that's essentially the plan. Feel like the deck should have Golos. We can add Golos. Golos is legal. Should we add a Golos, chat? What do you choose? The angels in the sideboard. There's 3 Archangels in the sideboard. Yeah, if you want to see this in Pioneer. So apparently on Thursday we're getting Double Masters Dominator United? No. Oh, is that a real thing? Do they actually say that? No, they're spoiling Dominator United on Thursday? All right, well, we need to Golos. The only thing about Golos is it's kind of risky because of all the one-of gates. So the worry is that if we activate Golos, it can end up exiling too many gates so we can't actually win with Maze's End. I mean, I'm excited to see the new cards, but we're like 5 months away or 4 months away from the set release. This seems so early for Dominaria. But I mean, I guess, all right, let's try one Golos. We can always add more. Dominaria United is the next standard set, but it doesn't come out until September. Seth, I'd prefer regular YouTube content and streams over spoiler videos here too often now. Well, thank you for the feedback, Jonathan Snow. There are a lot of spoilers these days. You are correct. So many spoilers. I mean, they're just starting to spoil Commander Legends too. I don't know what their thinking is with that. So it's Dominaria and then Brothers War. We're doing do you remember last? We got our one of fun of Golos. Do you remember last? No. I've never played anyone else playing gates. Is there a chance our opponent's gating? You don't see many Jingathas. Do you remember last year when we had Innistrad and Innistrad like a month apart? Like first Innistrad end of September, the next one beginning of November or whatever. That is the new schedule at this point. We'll see if Wizards changes their mind at some point, because I don't know if I like that schedule, honestly. It feels all clumped together to me, which I think is a negative. But that is the schedule again. So essentially, we do nothing, and then we're gonna have 2 standard sets in a row. Oh, we need another land. We can get this Jingatha that doesn't do anything. Send our Grazer message. Hit ya. What cards do you think have been your biggest misses for your top 10 list this year? And why do you think you missed? Ooh, Positive Harmony is a really nice draw. Really nice draw. We get to gain some life. Oh, Golos or Escape? They played this untapped. I guess we got a Golos then. Golos. Yes, we would like a land. It'll be Maze's End. Your go. Biggest miss is probably Ledger Shredder, honestly, of the year. I mean, we've missed on so many cards at various points, but Ledger Shredder, I think this card ended up being like so heavily played across formats, and we did not make a big deal about it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, maybe we should have got a gate. 1, 2, 3. Opponent gets in, hits us. We get to block. I feel like our opponent has a Spell Pierce. I really don't want to get Spell Pierced. Expressive Iteration. Okay. Okay, let's think about this. So we need to be able to resolve our stuff. 1, 2, 3. All right, so in hand, in our library, in exile, Plaza of Harmony, gain some life, Gates Ablaze. Oh, we got shredded. Oh. Obviously, the would you like to discard a land, opponent? No. Opponent wisely did not discard a land. Well, we kind of got ourselves on that one. Shadow Mortality deck. Let me see. Yeah, we got the accountlet. Shredded does. Boda gets it. It says. Well, at some point we can try again without the puns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you got a chance to spin a Golos, you might as well. Guild Summit. Opponent did have a Spell Pierce. Have we exiled too many gates to win with Maze's End? That's the real question. Hit ya. Opponent. Young Pizzy and considers. Do you think that Boros Burn could work and explore with things like Sacred Fire, Clever Lumancer, Wandering Emperor on the sideboard? Yeah, I think so. It's missing some of the big pieces from Pioneer, but I feel like it would be good enough. All right, Escape. How many counters can our opponent possibly have? We can pay for Spell Pierce. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the answer is many, apparently. Go to combat. Hit ya. Opponent blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's get rid. Ah! Trunks in one game. No. Why? Why did they? Well, you're just asking the biggest misses, and I guess it is officially Ledger Shredder now. Escape to the Wilds. Wow, this deck's playing a lot of counters, isn't it? Golly gee. Golly gee. I'll play the... Play the land. Play the land. Grow Spiral. Ledger Shredder. Apparently we just got to stop casting spells, because if we cast spells, we get shredded. Put a land into play. Colossus. Pass the turn. For some reason, Arena decided to leave up the only land that doesn't do anything. Thank you, Arena. Opponent ops. Well, apparently, so we learned two things. One is you got to pay attention to Ledger Shredder. Two is do not trust Arena with this deck because apparently it likes leaving up Maze's End. I don't think we can win. I think we got to cut the Golos. I don't think we can win. I don't think we have the gates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So technically we're a gate short, I guess. Maybe we have enough. Gruul. The problem is we already have Gruul Guildgate. Well, let's Grow Spiral. I don't know if we have enough gates to do it or not. Grow Spiral. Put a land into play. Plaza of Harmony. Gain some life. Gatebreaker Ram. Opponent gets to Ledger Shredder again. Opponent's gonna play with Fire Our Phase. To the bottom, gets to loot. I mean, opponent's at 10, and we do have this Gate Colossus, so maybe we get there? Yeah, we have 11 gates. So I guess, hopefully losing... I guess we've only lost one so far. Go to combat, hit ya. Opponent goes to 2. Gatebreaker Ram. Jengatha. Alright. Tennis if you can. Flips with a Strangle. So our opponent needs 2 points of damage. 2. Can they get 2 points of damage? They flip the Delver. Are we going to overcome our punts and still get the win? Jengatha. Okay, sure. Is this our opponent giving up? I mean, Gatebreaker Ram is kind of huge. Strangles Jengatha. Sure. And... okay. Wow. Well, that's kind of a cool line. Opponent's going to counter their own spell to get in one more Ledger Shredder loot to try to hit exactly Play with Fire to win the game. How about it? Do they hit it? Loots. If they win this, that would be absurd. Oh, they didn't hit it. Ooh. Okay. Gates worked. Gates worked. But, look out for the Ledger Shredder. Ligrin and his Silver Dragon Wife. I don't know enough about D&D. So there's a silver... what is up with D&D and their colors? Yeah, Ledger Shredder is so good. What is up with D&D just having creatures named after colors? Like, I noticed that's something that a lot of the cards from Adventures in the Forgotten Realm, and we even saw it with like Ancient Brass Dragon or Black Dragon or White Dragon or Green Dragon. Is that actually like a character's name in D&D? I don't really understand how D&D actually works. Are those like real D&D characters though? Oh, it's their scale colors? So the colors, like, it's really actually just how they look. So it's not their power or a hierarchy of dragon rankings or anything. It's just that one's got black scales. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's actually pretty straightforward then. I was expecting something more lore-y than that, I guess, but hey, that works. We'll bring in a couple of fries. Bring in a couple of fries. What about Golos? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? We might need a better sweeper. Maybe Deafening Clarion's good enough. It gets rid of the Delvers. It gets rid of the Young Pyromancer tokens. Oh no, 25 seconds. The clock is on. Go down Expressive Iteration. Go down Assassin's Trophy. And... oh, 13 seconds. 61 card special, go. I mean, Golos did get to spin that game, which is sweet. What website to use for spoilers? I use mtgpreviews.com. That's our goldfish spoiler site. This is a weird land draw, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna mulligan that. Yeah, okay, I guess that's sort of better. Actually, maybe Grazer is actually a good blocker against this deck. Yeah, let's get rid of Deafening Clarion. Oh, pood. I mean, since you asked. Well, land and graze. Please don't flip that Delver. Please we have like 30 lands in this deck or something. Ram is really good. Ram is like, hey, Gorko, I love you too. Thanks for hanging out. Ram is like a free win card. It gets so big so quick that sometimes if we just hit lands and play this, like it just went, oh, opponent gets the blind Delver flipping. Well, that's not ideal. An opponent, Young Pyromancer. Oh god. Oh, this is why I hate Aerial Grazers. We're like a 30 land deck. And it's still being as bad as possible. Oh, and they got a spell pierce, so we're never going to resolve a wrath. And always, I don't know how other people play this card and get away with it. Can you show the burnt offering deck someone sent you? I want ideas for improving mine. Let me see about it. Gets in, hits us. Come on, deck. Well, okay. We did hit a land. If there's a problem with gates, because you're a gate deck, you do have a lot of tap lands. That is just the cost of doing business. The problem is, we can't resolve our sweepers through the spell pierces until we get to 5 lands, which might as well be infinite about it. Plays a land, goes attacking. We block and block. Turn 1 flip Delvers, still good, still good. Grazers in your top 10 1-drops, really? Grazers in my top 10 1-drops that make me want to quit Magic. It's hard to bait a counter with an uncounterable spell. That takes a pretty brutal punt. Opponent Ledger Shredder. We can fry the Delver. That's something. This is not looking great about it. Why no Ram? I think we got to fry the Delver because we're just dying. I think we've already taken so much damage in the air. We really need to stop taking damage. It's just too much. It's too much. Block, fry the Delver. Oh, question for you, chat. I was curious about. It is very good in butt stacks. That's true. That is so. Right now we're checking out some Explorer gates. We did some Nixilising earlier. Now we're Explorer gating. Isn't Matt? Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 2nd month. My son was born to me. If only we had the lands. Yeah, we're super dead. Well, that's gates when they don't hit their lads. My son's was born to me at the end of March, and he cries a lot as he now watches and listens to your voice and calms down. Would you like to visit Poland? Maybe hello, Anthony, at least. Well, hello, Anthony. And if I ever get to Poland, I will stop by and say hello for sure. I'm glad that my voice has a calming influence. Oh, congratulations, by the way. That is amazing. Why not add Omnath? Seems great in the deck. I mean, Omnath's fine. It's a solid standalone card. Honestly, like, I think Gates mostly wants to be very synergistic. I guess we can bring in a Braids. Archangel seems pretty slow. Not sold on the Golos. Like, I think the deck kind of wants to be a synergy deck, essentially, where you want most of your stuff to be gates or gate payoffs. I mean, who knows? I could go to Poland someday. It's possible. I mean, it could happen. I'm not the biggest traveler, but you never know. You never know. Well, all right. At least Grazer does something this game. The Theoden Marcel. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super thank you. Thank you. Ooh, Cultivator Closets actually sounds kind of cute. Well, okay. Grazer. Land. I mean, maybe we can just jank them out with a fast gate Colossus. I mean, that is a turn 3 8/8. Turn 3 8/8. Ah! Try to shred us, will ya? Ronald Grinder, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Why am I so orange on cam? I think it's my light. My light bulb blew, and then I put in another light, but I guess it must not be exactly the same. So another one's coming. Another light is on the way, which will hopefully get rid of the orangeness. But yeah, that's the only thing that changed was the light changed. We shredded in game 1. We shredded ourselves. Well, that shows the power of gates. Like, sometimes you just gate Colossus and win. Invictus Volitaire. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How about the 4-mana gate tutor? So, what suggestions do you have? What suggestions do you have for the deck? I don't know. Golos is fine, although I'm not really sold on it. I'm kind of man Golos in this deck. Like I said, I'm scared of exiling too many of the one-of gates to activate it. Tutoring up a land's fine. But I'm not even sure that's better than Circudius of the Root. You could play right of the Ilson Grove or extra land drop creatures. I mean, we got Grazer. We're grazing for days. Sad News Bears for the 28th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank ya. Let's try. Cultivator Colossus is intriguing. Oh, it doesn't work with Jengatha. Do we even care about Jengatha? I don't know if I care. I don't know if I care about Jengatha. I'm not the biggest companion fan. It's just kind of a thing that exists. You know what? Let's get rid of Jengatha. I think it's worth it to try the spice. Cultivator Colossus is hilarious in this deck. And now we get an extra sideboard card. So we can play another something. Grazer just never works out for me. It never does. I know it works out for everyone else. Literally everyone else. It's great for them. For me, for some reason. Maybe we play, what about one Farewell? I guess we don't, well, yeah, let's try one Farewell. Is that just too much mana? Probably. I wonder if adding more expensive cards is bad. Maybe, but you know what? Let's try a couple of Cultivator Colossuses. I mean, we do have a ridiculous number of lands in the deck, so it should hit a lot. Ooh, Druid class. Druid class. Grazer, though, honestly, if there's ever a deck to make Grazer work, I think it actually is good in this one. Divine Gambit. Divine Gambit is so... I don't know what Wizards were thinking. I think that has to be one of Wizards. Either it's one of their biggest misses, or it's just one of their biggest trolls. Oh, do we miss a sideboard card? Yeah, we'll go 14 for this game. We'll fix it before the next one. Either this was a troll, or Wizards just straight up missed. What do you think it is? Do you think it was a troll or a miss? Because not only did they make this card, then they made it into Mystical Archives, and I kind of think Wizards thought this card was busted. Remember we actually played a video around it, and it was just as bad as we thought? where we're just casting it, our opponent was like putting gold spans into play and whatnot. Last minute nerf. That's a possibility. Like, if there was a world where this targeted your own stuff, then I could see that being a possibility. Maybe this is a card that could target your own stuff, and then Wizards at the last minute freaked out and nerfed it so it could only target your opponent's stuff. It would make sense if it could target your own stuff, and I could actually see it being pretty powerful if it could target your own stuff. All right, Thoughtseize away. I mean, I think just targeting your own stuff would have made it absurd. I mean, maybe they'd never even print it. Maybe that's too absurd. I remember someone saying maybe it was 1 mana, but I think the card is still really bad at 1 mana. I don't think that like changes the badness of it. The problem with the card isn't that it costs too much, it's that it kills you when it resolves. Have I broke our game on Bard, but yeah, the card is bonkers. Actually, oh no. Are they playing our vampire deck? I mean, if this is Lord Xander, we're gonna have a... Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, this I think is our vampire deck. Well, that was a good game. GG about it. Yeah, it's a Lockwade. Yeah, turn 3 Xanders. It's a card. Its ETB doesn't do that much, but then you get a 7/7 life flicker the next turn, so it still doesn't matter. It still just wrecks you. About it gets in. Yeah, this vampire deck was pretty legit. opponent. I don't know. We wouldn't play a. I don't think we'd play a basic mountain in our deck, so it can't be our. It can't be our exact. It can't be our exact 75. I don't think there's a way we win though. Sure. Yeah, there's no way we win from here. Opponent's got the biggest Xander in the world. Opponent gonna. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of gaining 7 a turn. You can afford to spend 5 to draw a card. Yeah, Arcane by Mermaids on the YouTube. We just played it yesterday, actually, on the YouTube. So you should check it out. The deck, I mean, it does really cool things. It definitely does. Speaking of the YouTube, how less interested are you in a deck being played on YouTube if we play the deck on stream? Yeah, I mean, this doesn't even matter. We can draw the gate clauses, but even that doesn't matter. I think we just gotta hope our opponent doesn't do this, I guess. I guess that's our hope, that they just don't have the turn 3 Xander. But like, if we, let's say there's a deck coming up on the YouTube, does that mean that we shouldn't play that deck on stream at all? Because it's gonna make you less excited for, yeah, it's just too big. Our sweepers, I mean, it's good, but not good enough to kill that. They won't have turn 3 Xander more often than not. It happens more often than you think. We played we built and played a deck very similar to this, and if you're willing to mulligan a little bit aggressively for it, it actually happens fairly often. Not every game, obviously, but it does happen pretty often. We just need to be able to kill it. Like, Xander, the problem isn't its ETB most of the time. Like, it hits you and you got to discard a couple cards and it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. The problem with Xander is, oh goodness, it's one of these Grazer games. The problem with Xander is it's a 6/6/7/7 lifelinker when it's got Sorin going, so the body is just too big to keep up with. That's how we win most of our games. Like, most of our games when we played the deck, sure, it was nice that our opponent had to discard a card or whatever, but it was really, it was just how big Xander was that was the reason our opponent struggled so much. Opponent Thoughtseize. Rarely get to watch your streams, but I find myself watching YouTube most often. Oh, so maybe... that was a good top deck. We got like 30 lands in this deck. If you play a deck on stream, YouTube video would be less interesting. Yeah, all right, sure. Boom. Make it feel like Grazer did something. Why is Grazer being so bad today? A YouTube video would be less interesting, but I think showcasing YouTube deck on stream could be fun. Yeah, that's probably the best order. Opponent Thoughtseize again. Well, I assume they're taking Guild Summit because that card's busted. And we need card draw. These 2 Grazers making me sad. Yeah, there's also the replay channel too. Word of Command is sweet. Opponent does take a Guild. If they have a triple Thoughtseize. Okay, so we at least get down a Guild Summit. Not a good Guild Summit because we're missing land drop somehow, but it's a start. It's a start past the turn. Come on, lands. Now we need the lands. Opponent untaps. Well, we didn't get turn 3 Xandered. Oh, God. But we did get turn 4 Xandered. Okay, Corpse Appraiser. So this is very similar to our deck. Opponent's gonna eat our graveyard. Well, we need some lands to start the snowball. We need lands to hit gates, to draw more cards, to hit more gates. No. Just like... Okay, so that's a gate. That's good. So play the gate. Draw a card. I guess we just pass. No, what I was... Well, no, I don't like stream content on YouTube. I think it's... I mean, absolutely no offense to people that make their content that way, but for me, I just find it much less interesting. All right, sure. More discard. Opponent. Gotta keep the gate to keep drawing the cards. But no, I don't really like just like, oh, it's a clip of my stream on my YouTube channel. That's not very appealing content for me. But I was meaning more like there's a really cool deck in Standard that is coming up on Much a Brew. Would it be bad if we also played that deck on stream at some point, because the deck is really sweet. Opponent goes to combat, gets in. Well, I will say I wasn't actually even thinking of Tomer's content, but I will say that Commander, it's pretty unique content wise, because you don't have a choice but to have a whole bunch of other people play with you. So it makes it, there's not really any other way, I don't think, to make Commander content than to probably do stream. But I don't really like like if I did Against the Odds, but instead of actually making a video for YouTube, I just recorded a stream and said it was Against the Odds. I don't know. That's just it's not my style. Oh, I wanted Cultivator Colossus. Opponent. Because it has like stuff that doesn't make sense. That's the thing I don't like about it, is it has like, think of our stream. I'm talking to you the whole time. There's sub shout outs. We're talking about Bear and talking about whatever random thing. And a lot of that stuff just doesn't make sense in the context of YouTube. And I actually find it annoying. Like, if I watch a YouTube video and you're doing the sub shout outs and all that stuff, like, to me, that actually comes across as like you don't care about YouTube that much, if that makes sense. So I don't know. That's why, all that to say, I try to avoid doing the double dip thing, just because I don't think it comes across that well on YouTube. All right. Well, draw some cards, block the Corpse Appraiser. And ooh. So Prop Show, if it's the one I just saw, I don't think it's EDH. I think it's actually 60 card formats, which is, for me, even more exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's enough. All right, so this goes in hand. This goes in hand. This goes library. This goes exile. Guildgate. So a lot of work to kill a Corpse Appraiser. I'll draw a card. Gates Ablaze. Get rid of the Corpse Appraiser. But yeah, I think it's I think that Prof Show's actually 60 card formats as well. I don't think it's a Commander show from how I understand it, which is super cool. The promo that I saw on Twitter looks so sweet. About it. There's the Lord Xander. Okay, we'll discard the Mythos, I guess. We want to just keep drawing cards. The Sorin lives forever, gifted Etherboard. Opponent passes. All right, Grazer off the dizzy. At least Guild Summit's good. Guild Summit number 2. Draw more cards, but we are kind of dying. Draw 3. Pass the turn. I mean, we're drawing a lot of cards, but can we survive? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sorin slinging stuff. This Grazer always comes off the top of the worst time. This style works great for draft, since you can hear the streamer talk with chat about picks. That makes sense. And like I said, like, to each their own. Like, I just find the sub pop-ups and whatnot kind of obnoxious on YouTube, but no offense to anyone who does it that way. Eats a Colossus. Mills half of our deck, unfortunately. Milling half of our deck's going to make the Maze's End win pretty tough. Down to 6, which is close to dead with Sorin. Land untapped. Mesa then doesn't do anything. Well, play a guild gate, draw 2. We're going to have to hit removal for days. Actually, the gate colossus help, don't they? So we get back the gate colossi. That gives us blockers at least. But we're going to need more than that. So gate colossus is. Draw them. Arboreal Grazer. Put a gate into play. Draw 2. Oh, come on, deck. We need removal or something. We need a sweeper. We really need a Gates Ablaze. Okay, Gates Ablaze. Gates Ablaze. Sweep the board. We're going to lose a Guild Summit, which is a bummer. Colossus. Are we in this? Is this game continuing? Is there a chance? That's 16 power. That was a good grazer. That was a pretty good grazer. Opponent Murderous Rider kills a Gate Colossus. Oh, so we're dead. Hive of the Eye Tyrant Sorin. Lethal. Untap land. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Oh, that was so close. Yeah, Sorin's Lightning Helix is going to... Oh, okay. They must not have a vampire. Well, we're not fully dead then. Opponent hits us to 3. Corpse Appraiser for more... I mean, didn't our opponent just literally have lethal? Like, if they did this and sacked it to Sorin, aren't we dead? This is a zombie, right? Yeah, Murderous Rider is a zombie, but they did have Corpse Appraiser. We draw nothing. Well, attack the Sorin. Ponad is definitely dead there. Have you tried building around Meeting of the 5 3-color tribal? I haven't. There's 2 reasons why I haven't. One is I don't think the deck's going to be good enough to like play for something other than against the odds. And on against, well, I mean, we're still okay. Opponent lets it go.
This wasn't my fighting.
Gate Colossus, Plaza of Harmony. Yeah, with Sorin down, we're technically not dead on board. So one of the issues is I don't think the deck's going to be good enough to actually be like a Much Brew deck or a Stream deck. And I don't think it's going to be interesting enough to actually be an against the odds deck. I think against the odds would be the home for it. But I think it's one of those things. It's such a bad card that it sounds like it'd be good for against the odds. But when you actually think about what it would be, like how would you do something cool with it? Like that's a problem I have. I feel like it's one of those cards it's a good deck building exercise. Like I think it would be interesting to try to build the deck. Like the process of deck building and finding the right cards to make it work would be interesting. But I think if you actually play the deck, it's probably a bunch of like charms and a bunch of stuff like that. And it just like, I don't know. I don't think it'll actually play very interesting. I don't know how to have the big like combo turn or like really cool thing happen, which is kind of the hallmark of against odds. So all that to say, I haven't actually tried to build around it yet. I'm sure we might get to it eventually, but I haven't really seen a way I haven't found a way to make it exciting, which is the problem I have. I'm totally fine with playing bad cards, but they got to be something that does something really cool in the games where they work. And I just haven't figured out a way to make it do that. Oh, Bona. A deck building like theory video could be interesting. Well, Fountain does something pretty spectacular when it works. Like Halo Fountain, I don't think it's super competitive in 60 card formats, but when it does do its thing's pretty sweet. Like it literally wins the game and you got all these creatures on the battlefield. So at least you get the big payoff. I mean, even 1-0, at least it's funny. Like 1-0 is just like so notorious that at least you get the ha-ha one with nothing aspect of it, which I think is kind of funny. But that is another one where, I mean, what deck did we build around one with nothing? One with nothing was another Corpse Appraiser. When we built one with nothing, what did we discard a handful of like phoenixes and stuff to get back from the graveyard? And it like sort of kind of worked. All right, we need a top deck again. The rest, it's all lands. 13 card arenas. 4 is on the bottom. Dead on board again. Well, okay. I mean, as far as top decks go, this is about as much as we could hope for. Escape. Okay. So we get to play an extra land. We have 7 cards in our deck. Oh, this game ended up being absurd. Gates Ablaze. 1, 2. So we have one more Gates Ablaze? Or is it exiled? Oh, it's exiled. How do we see our sideboard? There's a way to see your sideboard, right? Okay, so let's play the tap land, draw a card. Assassin's Trophy is actually helpful. Six cards in our deck. Plaza of Harmony. Gain some life. Gatebreaker Ram. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, the Deafening Clarions are still there. Go to combat. Hit you with a Colossus. I mean, I think there's now a chance that we win this game, which is absurd. We can Expressive Iteration next turn if we want to. The Assassin's Trophy's huge. Because the Assassin's Trophy can get rid of the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I honestly think there is a chance that we're going to end up winning this game, which is ridiculous. Odds of that are so slim. Opponent. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Wait, opponent's out of cards. Oh, we definitely win. Oh, we easily win. Oh my goodness, how do we win this game? Block and block. Kill the Corpse Appraisers. Drop to 3, which isn't lethal. And then we win? Wow. Okay. And opponent. Did they think we were dead? I'm so confused. How do we win that? How did Gates come through there? We have Archangel in the sideboard. And I'm mostly bringing it against more aggro decks, but maybe it's worth it against this deck. I can't believe we got out of that. Our opponent milling those Gate Colossuses were actually huge. That's the problem with Xander. Like, Xander, as good as it is, sometimes it gets you... it gets you by milling your opponent. That's actually ends up being a drawback rather than an upside. Hey, what's up, Dylan? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, go Gates. I cannot say anything about opponents punning. I can't say anything about opponents punning this game because the Ledger Shredder game was pretty embarrassing. Oh, opponent thought that this had can't block creature. I see. No. It has like bad evasion. It has like questing beast style evasion. Putting the 2 Gate Colossus on top of your deck from the yard was so helpful for you. Thanks, Xander. Yeah, Xander, and then honestly, shout out to Abriel Grazer. The Abriel Grazer came through. The extra land drop to draw those cards. That was essential. I am still incredibly afraid of this deck. We don't have Thought Seizure or anything, so it's not like we can just stop it. Well, let's run it back. Run it back. The whole stream will be on YouTube, but yeah, maybe it could be a good highlight video of me just double punting. It's always, punting is one thing. I've come to grips with punting. Punting's gonna happen, but doing the same punt in the same game, that's pretty bad. That's that's a little bit embarrassing. Garrus for the 67th month on the leaderboard. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. How is the black deck? I want to spend wild cards on the first time in Explorer. What's your recommendation for something to allow me to grind the ladder? I'm hesitant about Winota because I feel like she's getting banned. I would not get Winota because I also think Winota's going to get banned. So, on stream, what do we go? Like 2-2 with Nixilis? Oh, I'll show you. I've been playing it for fun, and the deck's like really good. If I go to my Untapped profile, the mono black deck. So far I played 20 matches with it, and 85% win rate. We're almost to mythic. We're like just below mythic now. So I don't know. I've had a lot of success with it, even though we lost a couple times on stream with it. It feels very, 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 very solid. So I like that deck a lot, and I don't think it's really in danger of getting banned. Although, I mean, it also depends on what you enjoy playing. Opponent. Twice in a row with Ledger Shredder. I kept. Oh, that's a good one. Twice in a row with Ledger. Oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the combo here is so bad for us. Every game. They've had it every single game. Every single. Ugh. Who was it that was here? Who was it that was here that said, oh, that's not going to happen very often? Who? I want a name. I want a name. Who was the person who was like, no, they're not going to have Soren Xander very often? Every single time. Not even very often. Like literally every single game. Opponent. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? Like, what do we do? What do we do that this happens every time to us? Jesus. All right, so over the first 3 turns, we've discarded five cards from our hand. And our opponent has a Planeswalker and a 7/7 lifelinker. Opponent. Last game they had a turn 4 because they took a turn off to play a removal spell or something. They still had it though. Like they still had. There hasn't been any like, oh, I don't have a Sorin. This doesn't even do anything. Sure. There hasn't been any like, oh, we don't have it games. They've had it every time. Opponent. Why did our opponent attack before go blank? Our opponent's been doing some puns, but if you have turn 3 Xander Sorin every game, it can. I know from experience, I can overcome a lot of puns. Opponent. Gateway Plaza. I mean, I think we are literally dead on board here, so we have to hit. None of those things. Yeah, I mean that's sure. Well, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to one of your decks, I guess. What if MH3 prints new gates and makes a tier archetype for modern? Like, what would the archetype need? So the problem with modern isn't that gates aren't powerful. The problem in modern is there's too many hate cards. Like that's the issue with gates in modern. In a format like Standard, Historic, Explorer, Pioneer, those are modern enough of formats that they're in the you're not allowed to mess with lands era of Magic design. Modern is not in that era of design. So in Modern, you get Blood Moons, you get actual like relatively powerful targeted land destruction like Stone Rain effects and so forth. So that's the big issue. Like the other issue it has in Modern is just the slowness. Honestly, if there was something that was going to make the archetype work in Modern, And I don't think this is actually possible, but it would be gates that came into play untapped. Because the other issue the deck has is you're literally playing a tap land every single turn of the game. This deck has like 5 untapped lands and 23 tap lands. And in Modern, it's real tough to actually keep up with Ragavans and, you know, Murktide Regents and Dragon Rage Channelers and all the aggro stuff that can go on in that format. If you're just like, turn 1 tap land, turn 2 tap land. By that time, you're already like facing down a 10/10 Death Shadow or something, and you just tough. I don't know. Do you think they could ever make untapped gates? What about adding Amulet? I mean, yeah, I think Amulet would help with the untapped aspect, which is nice. About it, Thoughtseize. You still gotta draw it, I guess. And it doesn't, well, I mean, I guess it does work with Maze's End. I think when we actually played Maze's End Modern against the odds, I'm pretty sure we had, yeah, this is what we played in Modern. And from what I remember, and this was pre-Modern Horizons too, this was 2019. So this was Modern Horizons 1 era. I think we actually won some games with it. We actually won a lot of games with it. Again, this was like 3 years ago, and a lot has changed since then. But we did use Amulet, and it was pretty good. Like, play the ramp spells, have as many plans as possible to get around land destruction, and Primeval Titan really, really strong to tutor up gates. So I don't know, maybe it's got more potential. I feel like Modern has sped up a lot in the last couple years though, which makes it even trickier. Well, play the tap land, pass the turn. Medium-rare strike shedded with thin strands and carrots, broccoli and red potatoes cooked in butter and spices wrapped in a tortilla. Ooh, that sounds good, Magikarp. Sounds like a delicious dinner. Opponent passes. Well, play a Guildgate. Pass the turn. Would adding some more basic forest make your grazers and growth spirals one turn faster? There's a tough balancing act. Because you need as many gates as possible for Maze's End and for Guild Summit and for Gates Ablaze. Like, every non-gate you play, you power down all of your other cards. Opponent discard for days. You power down all your other cards. So there's a big trade-off. Like, every gate you cut, you add a little bit of speed, but then every gate you lose, in some ways you slow down your deck because you're winning with Maze's End slower, you're winning with Gates Colossus slower. So there's this weird like balancing act, which is very awkward. As far as, yeah, it is also true in Modern, like from a competitive perspective, from a casual like against the odds perspective, that's what we were kind of talking about with Gates. From a competitive perspective, the other issue is like Amulet Titan decks are just busted, and if you want to play some sort of land-based deck, it's hard to imagine that Gates will ever be as strong as one of the Amulet Titan decks, because those decks are just, I mean, they like win on turn 3, and Maze's End's winning on like turn 12 or something. Gates don't work in Modern because there's much better and faster decks that win with land combos. Yeah, exactly. Opponent gets in with the Blood Tithe Harvester. It's us down to 14. And, well, we're a couple turns away. Those 2 Thoughtseizes did hurt. Ooh, Grazer's actually pretty, well, not very good, actually. Guess we should have played a green source. Well, Gruul Guildgate. So we take our beats for another turn. Next turn we can actually cast things. Opponent, Bone Crusher. So outside of Winota, who's likely getting banned? What do you think's a good Explorer deck would be? I'm more interested in Pioneer over Modern given the cost of the mana base. Well, Plaza only gives us green if we have green, and we didn't have green. It adds a color for any color of gate we'd have access to. Well, all right. I guess it's Grazer's time to go away. So we lose a Grazer. We go to 9. Play Plaza Harmony. Gain some life. Play Escape to the Wilds. Draw a ridiculous number of cards. Play a Guild Gate. Wow, next turn's gonna get kind of sweet. Next turn's gonna get kind of sweet. I actually think Winota is going to get banned. I would be surprised if it didn't, personally. So as far as other things that could get banned in Pioneer / Explorer, discounting best in one weirdness, like Trickery probably is going to be banned, but that's not really because Trickery is a good deck. It's because Arena's not a good client, if that makes any amount of sense. Like, that's more of an Arena incentives issue than a cards being too good issue. Greasefang could be in the same conversation. Oh boy. Opponent double ob.
The streets will run red.
Ticks up.
And you
Well, discard a Gate Colossus for now. Are we too far behind?
carnage. Tribute is
All right, 1, 2, 3. Play Guild Summit. No tapping of gates. Play Gruul Guild Gate. Oh, actually, what do we do here? 2 obs. Okay, play Guild Summit. Number 2. Gruul Guild Gate. Draw 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Put it on top. Draw it. Pass the turn. Gruul Guild Gate, Grazer Plaza. Yeah. I mean, maybe we should have played the Grazer. I feel like one way we can keep up with these obs is keeping our hand full, and the double Guild Summit does help there. If we have cards to discard, then we're not taking the damage off of them. Ooh, do they have... Not quite. Almost. Sorin the Mirthless. Oh, we're going to have to get something going. We had a free Grazer there. But Grazer can't put a land into play from exile, unfortunately. So because Grazer can't put the land into play from exile, we would have missed out on...
pleasure doing business with you.
We would have missed out on the Guildgate to draw cards. All right, so... Expressive iteration. So many Planeswalkers. Guild Summit to hand. Library. Exile. One, two. 1, 2, 3. Gatebreaker Ram. Demir Guildgate. Get it back. Draw a couple cards. Pass the turn. Oh, so far gates have not been super impressive in that format. Do you think any other planes would be neat to see a futuristic version of, like Kamigawa? I want to go back to Lorwyn. I don't know if futuristic Lorwyn would make much sense or not, but I think that Lorwyn would be a really, really sweet plane to go back at. I feel like we need the Colossus to keep discarding. for now. Like, this is kind of keeping us up with these obs. The problem is we don't have a way to get rid of the obs. We have sweepers for creatures, but we don't really have good sweepers to deal with obs. So we're hoping that the Gatebreaker Ram can maybe trample over. We're in a really fragile spot. We're dropping to 5. We know that Karaxa is going to be coming. This is just sketchy on like a million levels at the moment. We're just barely trying to sort of hold on. How about it? More vampires. Opponent's just going aggro with the creatures.
You will serve me well.
Also awkward that we can't, and this lets them get back Karaxa. Well, there goes the Guild Summit. I think we need a miracle here. About it. Gets in down to 5. Have a real grazer, eh? Well, okay, Guildgate. Get back the Colossus. Have I seen Jeff Hoogland's fight rigging deck? I have not. What's Jeff Hoogland's fight rigging deck? Well, play Grazer. Can put a Plaza of Harmony into play, I guess. Gains a little life. Attack an Ob. Oh, wow. All right, 1 Ob down. But there's still some flyers. You know what? I think we play the Gate Colossus now. Pass the turn. So we're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, actually, we're going to die, aren't we? If our opponent activates stuff in the right order. Yeah, maybe we had to hold on to the Gate Colossus. If they tick up Ob first, we're okay. If they attack first, then we're going to die to Crocs, aren't we? Opponent. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Grazer does actually do something for once. And opponent takes up first anyway. All right. So we discard that. Yeah, you're right. So we can, I think, just barely stay alive. We block. Oh, they have removal for Grazer? Kills the Grazer. Fires up Den of the Bugbear. And that's lethal. Oh, all right. So opponent took a weird way about it, but they got there. Hey, how are you, Timo? Wow, it's hard to see blue names on Temezi. It's hard to see blue names on the black background. Yeah, so we're dead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're just, if our opponent just swings, we're dead. They seem to be struggling with with that, but if they just all attack, we lose. Opponent. Thinking. All right. They have found the line. Oh. So far, I gotta say, Gates have been, I mean, we've only played a couple of matches, but Gates have disappointed me so far. It might be that Gates is just not good in this format, unfortunately, which is sad because I think it's really good in Pioneer. I think it's one of the best Pioneer budget decks, but Explorer and Pioneer are not the same format. Like, there are meaningful differences at this point. Hopefully there won't be forever, but there are meaningful differences, and so far it's felt a little meh. Not as good as I was hoping. I'm good. Just got some cards that I ordered for my cube. Ooh, nice. What do you get for your cube? Huh. Yeah, I don't know about. So I think the Cultivator Colossus is just way too much mana. There's too many Thought Seizes and so forth. It's a cool card, and it would be really sweet if it resolved, but it seems tough to get to that point. Maybe we try the Archangels. The Archangels are a good catch-up card. So gates are not missing much. But the metagames are a lot different. Oh, you like, how's Open the Gates bad? I feel like Open the Gates, you gotta, it's a card that makes me want to cut lands. I feel like playing like 30 lands and Open the Gates, maybe it'll be fine. It feels like you're gonna just draw too many lands, but maybe that's fine. How is Open the Gates felt? If you unlock an emote with points, is it only available for a different stream? I am actually not sure how that works. I know the emotes for subbing. When you're subbed, you have the emotes. Not sure how the points thing works though. Ugh, well, all right. We got Maze's End. We got the Maze's End. We got a Grazer if we dodge Thoughtseize for a turn. Our hand's gonna be relatively Thoughtseize proof. On the other hand, our hand is also not gonna deal with a knob. First of all, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Well, Simic Guildgate, go. Yeah, Gatecreeper Vine, I always thought was kind of like one of the medium to, oh boy, even more lands, was sort of like one of the medium to lower power cards in the Pioneer deck, so I don't think not having that's that big of a deal. Yeah, let's just keep playing Guild Gates. All right, all the lands. Can we get some payoffs? Can we get a payoff or two? About it. Hive of the Eye Tyrant and even more lands. Well, we will play a land past the turn. No attacks. Well, 1, 2, 3. We're getting there. We're getting there towards the Maze's End plan. We're getting there. There's the Crusher. Opponent. Probably gonna run it out. Able to Mirror Breaker. Okay. Well, Gates Ablaze could be good eventually. Maze's End. Get a Guild Gate. Replay the Maze's End. 4. Can we actually get a Maze's End win? Up to 4. Opponent. Gonna do some looting. We need some card draw. We need an Escape to the Wilds. We need a Guild Summit. We need a way to draw cards. We might try and make some changes to the deck after this. Is Druid class too slow? So I think Druid class would be... We'll look at the deck list after this. There's not a... It's a very interesting deck, because I feel like there's not that many slots to add stuff, so I feel like Druid class would be kind of competing with maybe Arboreal Grazer. And as much as I have a love-hate relationship with Arboreal Grazer, it does come down early. It does block, which is something that the other options are not as good at doing. So I feel like it's, even though it's like a brutally poor draw sometimes, there are other times when it is actually pretty essential. So I don't know. Well, we can look at it after this game and see if there's any other changes we should make. Ooh, a High Alert deck. Well, there goes our Gates Ablaze. High Alert's is definitely a cool card. Another sweet butt style card if you want to go Toughness Matters. Opponent. All right, casting some removals. Gets in, makes treasure. Ugh. Losing that Gates Ablaze might end up being a problem here eventually. Opponent can Bone Crusher, and then they just have a super fast clock. Yeah. So many lands. Mazes. Get a Guild Gate. Yeah, this is not gonna cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa! Hey, what's up, awesome dude? How are you? Good to see ya. Opponent. Yeah, High Alert's really sweet when it goes off. Well, we gotta draw a Wrath or we're dead. Like, literally dead. And if we draw a Wrath, we might still be dead. Jeez. Lol, Spider Queen. Are you done with school for this semester, awesome dude? Well, we did draw the Gates Ablaze, so we're not immediately dead. Unfortunately, this Loth is gonna get a lot of loyalty. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So many gates. Could we play Azusa in this, do you think? I mean, Azusa would be good with this hand. Although Azusa kind of has the Grazer problem where if you don't have the lands in hand, it doesn't do anything. So it's a bit hit or miss, I would say, just because of that. But it's a kind of effect that could be good. In a hand like this, where we just have a million extra lands, and it's very, very solid. Opponent. Oh, almost done. That's sweet. Gets in, hits us. Yeah, we can look at the deck list after we finish this game, see if people have ideas. I would say Cultivator Colossus probably. Yeah, Cultivator Colossus probably is not gonna do it. So the issue with the deck is slow starts, and it's cool. I like Cultivator Colossus as like a fun against odds card, but I don't think it doesn't really solve the deck's issues. Which the issues are not getting going fast enough, getting run over. Cultivator Colossus is definitely sweet. Like, if we live to turn 7 or something, it's going to be really cool. But our problem isn't if we get to turn 7 doing big things. Then we're drawing lots of cards and doing all kinds of things. The problem is living until we get to turn 7. So I think we're going to have to go down the Cultivator Colossus. So when you look at the deck, there's all these awesome ideas. So if you look at the deck, I would say Guild Summits, Gatebreaker Rams, Gates Ablaze are essentially, that's essentially the gate package. I think it's going to be hard to get rid of Escape to the Wilds, I would say. Then we have 2 removal spells. We have 8 cards that put extra lands into play in 2 expressive iterations. So if you look at the deck, for everything we had, we got to cut something. So this stuff is officially 1,000,000% uncuttable. Like, not even in the conversation. We got to have some amount of removal. When we talk about Azusas and all those kind of things, are they better than Grazers? Are they better than Growth Spirals? Like, what do we take out to put those things in? So we tried a Golos earlier. I think Golos is pretty bad in the deck. It's too risky to exile too many gates, I think. Rada with Azusa. But is it really better than Grazer? I'm actually not sure that it is. Like, Grazer blocks early. So remember, as we're talking about things, remember that the challenge of the deck, and we can put Jingotha back. I'm gonna. Wow, there's apparently 1,000,000 cards with Companion in the name. So that was we got rid of Cultivator Colossus. We can bring this back. Why are we short 2 cards now? I'm so confused. What do we lose? 28 lands. Well, apparently we're missing 2 cards of some kind. Or there's an arena bug. I mean, no, Azusa is legal. What did we lose? I think we had 3 Colossuses before. I don't know why we have 58 cards. I have no idea. Oh, we have 3 it says that we have 3 Colossuses. Oh, the Cultivator Colossus. Yeah. You are correct. So we have 2 free slots right now. We have 2 free slots, and we have some stuff that we could potentially change. Fires of Invention. Is Fires perfect? What would Fires do in the deck? So, Azusa, we could try. I'm a little nervous about Azusa just because Grazer screws me over a lot of times, and I worry. Like, if we have Guild Summit and all this other stuff going, it seems like it could be sweet, but we'll try one. We'll try an Azusa. Ren 7. Ren 7 could be interesting. It doesn't work with Jingotha, but that's not a deal breaker. So it digs for lands, it put lands into play, it makes big bodies. Druid class. Let's read Druid class. Druid class. So 2 mana, gain a life when a land comes into play. 3 mana, you can play an additional land. 5 mana, you can make a creature. Druid class is interesting. It is a little slow to get going, but once it gets going, it seems good. So we also, what other additional land cards are there? Azusa's Many Journeys. Just straight up play an extra land, gain 3 life, flips into a thing that can untap lands. Druid class, Azusa Dryad, Scale the Heights, Wayward Swordtooth, Song of Creation. Song of Creation, let's draw some cards. Errata. Look at the top card of your library. You can play lands from the top of your library. You can get big. Rada's cool. Playing lands off the top is sweet. We could also, our promise in Circudius, like if we just want to, if our goal is to just tutor into, if our goal is to just get gates on the battlefield as quickly as possible, Root is pretty good. Landfall wise, Felidary Retreat, I guess, it can kind of gum up the board, that would be helpful. The blockers are nice. Velka Expiration, I'd be too worried about exiling necessary stuff. Lotus Cobra, my concern with Lotus Cobra would just be dying. Like maybe it's a little too fragile. Omnath is legal. Maybe Omnath is, and not only is Omnath legal, but it's actually like real Omnath. Maybe Omnath is the dirty solution to all this. We don't need removal. Really? You think I mean, we're playing Gates Ablaze, but you think you would get rid of like Assassin's Trophy Mythos of Nethroi? My concern is, what do we do if we run into like Winota? We've dodged Winota. We haven't played against Winota at all today, but what happens if we run into Winota? So Omnath, we can't really do much with the mana making ability. Oh, we got all 4. Ram is on the uncutterable list. Ram, Gatebreaker, Colossus. This pile is, we're not even talking about it. Like this is the core of the deck. It will not be cut no matter what we want to add. The other stuff is more up for debate. Yeah. Having no removal scares me. Riveteer's Charm. Interesting. I'd cut Escape to the Wilds and Mythos for Riveteer's Charm. Cut Grazer for Azusa's Many Journeys, and cut Expressive Iteration and Trophy for the Caterer? Wait, for what? I don't know what that last one is, but Riveteer's Charm. I mean, Riveteer's Charm's interesting. It doesn't give us the extra land drop. Part of the power of Escape to the Wilds is it does give us you get some wild cards. Oh no, it's gonna all right, we're gonna lose our deck, but you know what? On second thought, maybe we don't get to open the chest because Arena's a little weird. Gallagher Eaters. Yeah, I feel like we need the extra land dropped effect. We can try Azusa. You know what? Let's try Azusa. I'm actually not sure about this. I'm not sure about cutting Grazer. As much as I hate Grazer, I kind of feel like it might just be a necessary evil in this deck, hilariously. We can try Azusa's Many Journeys. Druid class is other one. I mean, we might as well try him. We'll see. I mean, if we just get run over by aggro constantly, then we know we have to keep them in. But let's try a split of Azusa's Many Journeys and Druid class and actual Azusa's. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try and see what happens. If you open the vault, you get 3 uncommon wild cards, 2 rare wild cards, and 1 mythic wild card, which is nice. It is a nice bonus, although it cuts. It does take many packs of dead cards to actually open it. That is the problem. The vault itself is good. The only problem with the vault is the rate of filling it takes so long. Many Journey lets you play the exile lands off Riveteer's Charm Escape, where Grazer forces you to hold cards in hand. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Riveteer's Charm, even though it's a really good card, as a replacement for Escape for the Wilds, just because I feel like the extra land drop. I mean, well, it draws many more cards, and it gets an extra land drop. I feel like the extra land drop's pretty valuable to this deck. Swordtooth instead of Azusa. Could try it. Well, alright. Druid class's chance to show off here, maybe. I mean, if we hit our lands, which we have a million of, this hand could be fine. Ugh. Control again. Ooh, Jadzi. So Jadzi's cool, though. The main issue that we've run into with the deck is just its slowness. So I don't think that Jadzi really helps. Oh god. Oh god. So I don't think that Jadzi really helps. Yeah, Narset's brutal for us. Wow, that looks like that's a weird looking Plaza of Harmony. I don't think Jadzi solves the problems, which is getting run over by fast decks before we get to do anything.
Meditate and prepare.
Boy, we played a lot of control decks today, haven't we? I feel like we played almost exclusively control decks. Well, Maze's End. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I guess we take whatever we do is gonna get got. Well, we'll just take Jengatha. I mean, Maze's End and just activating it a bunch of times. Maybe that's a path forward if our opponent doesn't do anything crazy. Jadzi's a really fun card. Like, if you can get it going, it's really fun. But we tried Cultivator Colossus, and Cultivator Colossus, it was just too slow. Just too slow for what we're trying to do. Well, okay, we're gonna do this for a while. Maze's End. Get a Guild Gate. Replay the Maze's End. I mean, our opponent's got to pressure us in one way or another, or else we will eventually just Maze's End them. I'm sure they'll do something eventually, but I mean, that's a plan. Just doing this until our opponent gives up. Well, play the Guild Gate. Play Druid class. See if that gets out the counter. Ooh, Gates with Risen Reef. Oh, if we could get enough elementals in there, that would be really sweet. Is this game fun if you don't put money into it? To an extent, I would say. I don't know, what is your free-to-play experience? So I'm someone who has pumped a lot of money into it, so my experience is probably a lot different than the experience of a free-to-play player. But I know people who play free-to-play and don't put any money into it, and wow, Quench. You know you're pretty deep down the counterspell rabbit hole when you're playing Quench. Oh, but it passes. Well, Gateway Plaza. Pay the 1. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll pass. Keep doing what we're doing. 1 gate, 2 gate, 3 gate, 4 gate, same gate, unfortunately. So 4 gates. Oh. Okay. Well, so opponent does have a way to win the game in Lockmere Serpent. And dead. Yeah. Well, it looks like the game plan of counter everything and play a Lockmere Serpent is going to hold for our opponent. People underestimate how good you have to be at draft to go infinite. The odds are very much stacked against you. Oh, like, Yeah, I mean, Arena seems very clearly designed to try to keep people from going infinite. Although Draft is a good way to build your collection. He has the super over. So Draft is a good way to build your collection. Like, that is the upside. But yeah, as far as, like, actually going infinite, it is exceedingly difficult. Very, very not easy. Well, get Eldraine. Not the most traditional Eldraine, but still, Eldraine runs out of Meat Hook Massacre for no reason. Guild Summit does nothing in a Narset land. So if we play this, Ashiok bounces it. Yeah, we're just hard locked here by the Crim deck. I feel like we've played against all Crim decks today. You don't need to be infinite to be free to play. You need to have like a 55% win rate in best of one to stay free to play. Wait, you have to have a 55% win rate? That's higher than I expected, honestly. So you can't be free to play without having that big of a win rate? Huh. Yeah, Zeus is looking... I think we cut Azusa's here. Azusa... Pony just has so much removal. I don't know how we ever resolve it. Gates Ablaze is sketchy. Give it a go. I mean, they just announced the new constructed events. Hey, what's up, Masturbator? How are you? They just announced the new constructed events, and the constructed events seem very clearly designed to make sure that you couldn't go infinite. Like, it seemed like that was basically the main goal of them, which was a little disappointing because, I don't know, did you see the constructed event thing? Did the constructed event seem like an improvement to you or not? Because they were kind of billed as like, we're improving constructed events, and then when we actually saw the details, it was kind of questionable whether it actually represented an improvement or not. It definitely wasn't clearly an improvement. There's probably like, you can make an argument that maybe it was an improvement, but it definitely wasn't like clearly like slam dunk no doubt an improvement. Constructed, boy, that describes Arena in a nutshell. Constructed event change sucks. I like them more now. I mean, that's really... Hey, what's up, LOL? That's really it. Like, for some players, it's probably an improvement. For other players, it's probably a downgrade. No, game 3 life. Guild Summit. Tap a land, draw a card. Pass the turn. Opponent, land. Well, flip the Saga. Alright. We got some Guild Summit action, which is nice. Play the land, draw a card. I mean, maybe the deck wants Circudius Root. Maybe Circudius Root is the hero. Opponent. Nah. I don't mind getting out by counters, but Quench. Come on now. Quench. It's like the worst counter ever. Remember when Quench, were you playing when Quench was printed and everyone was like really excited and interested in whether it was going to be like the fixed mana leak and is it going to be good enough? And then it's all like very little play. Like it was definitely not a, it is strictly worse make disappear, isn't it? You're right. I hadn't even thought about that, but you are correct. It is technically strictly worse. Gate Colossus number 2. Talio, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. COVID finally got me, but I refuse to let the ads get me. I appreciate that, Talio. I do. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've dodged COVID so far, which I'm thankful for. I'm sure that Command Fest Richmond will probably be the end of that. The end of that dodging, but it'll be a fun weekend. Bonnet power word kill. Sure. So Quench mostly, from what I remember, saw playing like flash decks. When it was first spoiled, there was some thought that maybe it would be like the next mana leak and actually be like a legit staple style card, and that ended up definitely not coming true fruition. Now get a land, draw a card. Get back a Gate Colossus. Decline. So we draw Gate Colossus. We play Gate Colossus. These Gate Colossuses might be a problem for our opponent. They just keep coming back. And they're actually bigger than the Sharks. We'll see. We'll see what they find, but as long as we keep hitting gates, they keep coming back. Oh, well, hopefully get better soon, Velder. Hey, what's up, Quick Cunning? An opponent cannot keep up with the Gate Colossus. All right. Taking down the Dimir control deck in that game. Well, run it back. Maybe our changes, chat. Maybe we solved it. Maybe we broke it. Dream World Wizards gives everyone complete sets of cards from each set, provided you play at least 10 hours a week. Wow, that would be the true dream. I mean, I would accept some sort of subscription model at a reasonable price. Like think of Netflix or something. Like if you could pay Netflix and have all the cards you need to play Arena, that would be pretty excellent. Like I would be all about that. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but if it did, the main problem with the Arena is the bad risk cost system is a good one, so you can build a good deck of the meta. It will, if you save, but you can't have fun with some of the not so good decks because you won't have the wild cards. Yeah, I mean, I think that is exactly one of Arena's big issues. It funnels people into playing the tier decks essentially, because if all the cards cost the same and you have a very limited amount of resources, then it more or less, I would say, it wouldn't be hyperbolic to say it more or less forces you towards playing those cards, unless you're going to spend a lot of money. Wow, you find a villains. This deck has the wildest counterspell suite about it. Land. Passes. Well, Opponent has 3 cards. Yeah, Druid class is a little slow. If this was the buffed version, then we'd be in business. Oh, Seth, if I went to Abzan Flicker, I could play Ravenous Chupacabra and Siege Rhino and Pioneer Popper. Ooh, Chupacabra can be very good, especially against big creature decks. That sounds spicy. I like it. You know what? Let's just Izzet Guildgate. I think we pass and Growth Spiral, I think is the plan. All right, opponent's going to do some looting with you find a villain's lair. Yeah, monthly subscription would be so wonderful. Opponent, land. Now, Growth Spiral. Put a land into play. Gate Colossus. Oh, resolves? I was not expecting that. Play the land. All right, that's an 8/8. Can you beat an 8/8? Can you beat an 8/8? Opponent, what do you got? Ashiok.
I wonder if
Well, sure. Gate Colossus, you. Druid class. Gatebreaker Ram. I mean, we're going for it. We're going for it. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. Can we take down the control deck? About it. Pass. Oh my god, it's Guild Summit. Oh my goodness. Go to combat. And opponent's done. Done. We got him. Okay, I think we fixed it, chat. I think our changes. Actually, I don't know. That was one game, but we won against a really tricky deck. Normally, control Control's weird. It's really good against our removal. Like one of the reasons to play this deck is the Gate Sweeper is so good. Gates of Blaze is so powerful, and that's like actively bad against control decks. But at the same time, we do have a lot of card draw if they don't have Narset. All right, one more. Let's do one more. See if our changes really did work. Yeah, opponent's deck. It seemed like a Dimir control deck that maybe didn't have all the pieces. Like a budget Dimir control deck maybe that couldn't play all the most optimal cards, I would say. Yeah. It's sad, like, hey, I'm glad you like it, Quick Hunting. It's sad that whenever I talk about Arena's issues, that all comes back to the economy. Every single one. Like, well, that's not quite true, but a huge percentage of them. Like, that is the thing that it always comes back to. You don't hear people complaining. I mean, on occasion there's a bug or like not adding tournament mode or spectator mode for tournaments. Like, occasionally there's other things like that, but really, like, it all always circles back to, I want to play the game, but it's just too expensive for me. Like, oh no, is this Dimir control again? That seems to be like the, ooh, suspicious stowaway. Well, Plaza of Harmony, Azusa's Many Journeys, Guildgate, go. I mean, Many Journey was good there. We had to play the Plaza of Harmony without gaining life, but still, that was fine. Honestly, I showed, let me see if I still have this up. I don't. I showed my stats earlier on. I never played Winota. It is the weirdest. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever played Winota. If you look at my untapped stats, we were looking at my untapped stats with the mono black Nixilis deck earlier. And I played like 20 matches with it over the weekend and like yesterday. And I didn't play Winota once. Not a single time. 20 best of 3 matches. 0. We've played against it 0 times today. I expect Winota to be there all the time. And I always hear people talking about Winota and how busted it is. I just, for some reason that I don't understand, never play against it. It's just like it doesn't exist, essentially. Growth Spiral. Put a land into play. Gain some life. Growth Spiral. Put a Maze's End into play. Put a Guildgate into play. We mostly want to flip this back around. So, they're all right. Well, we know what our opponent's doing. They're a flash deck. Opponent gets in, mills us loots. We played so many counterspell decks today. I don't know what, do you all play against Arena all the time? It's so strange to me that I don't play against it. Well, flip the Saga. Gates ablaze. Opponent counters. Well, in that case, Gates ablaze. Play the Guildgate, pass the turn. Opponent, more Zoric Thought Thieves. Well, play the land, gain some life. Jengatha. Opponent. If they quench, I swear. You're out in the lock. All right, another counter. Opponent untaps. Land, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Well, we've run him out of counters finally. We'll see if it's enough. And Mythic is basically only Winota. Interesting, because we're like we're like half a level below Mythic, so it's not that far below. I'm surprised there's such a big change. All right, play a couple 6/6s. Yorgo. Come on. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure, mills a couple cards. Can you beat 2 Rams? Hopefully no. Opponent plays a land. Oh, play a guild gate. Decline. Go to combat. Attack you. Oh, this is a blowout. This is a blowout. This is a blowout. This is a blowout. This is the Maze's End blowout. Please block. Haha! You have activated our Maze's End trap card. Got him! Gonna get milled anyway. Pay the 1. Kill the Hall of the Storm Giant. No one plays around it. Opponent goes to combat, gets in, mills us again. Kaido Suzuki draws a card.
Now, what do we have here?
Did you find removal? No. Opponent tried to counter us and it didn't work. Well, I mean, I will say, I feel like our deck has improved since we made those changes. Like, I feel like those changes has actually somehow improved. Oh, Ram is... The payoffs of this deck are really, really good. Like, Ram is a crazy card. Gate Colossus is kind of a sleeper card. Guild Summit is great card advantage. Gates Ablaze is actually, like, one of the best sweepers in a deck like this. So the payoffs are actually really, really worthy, I would say. Well, we'll bring in a couple of fries. Get around all those counters. Go down. Maybe in a Azusa. I'm still not sure that... I don't know. It might be that Gate Colossus is our... That might be the hero. That might be the hero that we need. Sheep... Sheep is a creature type, apparently. What are the other... Are there other sheep? I actually haven't thought about it. I'm sure there are. Alright, so we get to be on the draw. Oh, I kind of like this hand. Sure, we got some payoffs. Sheep, according to Scryfall, what do we have? Is a sheep. 3 Gatebreaker Ram, Nixilis Ram, and Rustspore Ram. I'm surprised we haven't got more sheep tribal support. Play the land. Play the land, pass the turn. I'm surprised we don't have more support. Really. Opponent gets in, hits us. Mills Azusa. Plays the land. Well, Guildgate. Go. Opponent gets in, hits us. Mills. Oh, Escape. We wanted the Escape. Plaza of Harmony. Plaza of Harmony. Gatebreaker Ram. I also, yeah, Nykthos is one of the cards I'm most missing. Wow, they're gonna blow it up. They didn't mill our forest, did they? We have one. All right, we got one basic. No strip mine. All right, we get our forest. We get a Gatebreaker Ram. Maybe they're just turning on Fatal Push. Nope. All right, it's Ram time. Just kidding. It was Ram time for a brief glorious moment. Opponent hits us, mills us. Well. Oh, so we don't have blue mana now? Awkward. Huh. That's very awkward. Or no, we need red mana, I see. So play the Plaza of Heart. Well, awkward. Play the Guild Gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, get Jingatha, whatever. Pass the turn. Yeah, they did kill the one non-gate somehow. Risky choice. Extra crispy recipe over there from our opponent. I'm surprised how many people continue to try to play devotion decks without Nykthos, but they do. People, they don't give up. They don't give up. Magic players, they have, when there's a will, there's a way. So I've seen a decent amount of mono black devotion, and people still play the mono green Ram deck even without it. Even though Nykthos is like the most important card in that deck, but yeah, that's top on my list. Nykthos, Mutavault, Well, okay. Nykthos, Mutavault, Kalitas, Eidolon of the Great Revel, Spirits. We're missing a lot of pretty important spirits. But those are the cards that are near the top of my list for cards I want to see added in the near future. Like even an anthology would go a long way. I'll take, okay, Growth Spiral to hand. Is it Guildgate back? Exile Azusa's Many Journeys. Play Azusa's Many Journeys. Guildgate. Get back our Gate Colossi. Plaza of Harmony. Pass the turn. All right, opponent. You're going to have to beat an 8-8. You're going to have to beat an 8-8. Ooh, Deathray Shaman. Yeah, that's another one that should definitely come. Bold is not in Pioneer. Although Bolt is our... Ooh, Urborg's another... That's another big one. All right, well, Growth Spiral. Draw the Gate Colossus. Put the land into play. All right. Gotta beat the Gate Colossus, opponent. That's on you. Hey, what's up, General Chow? It's been forever. Good to see ya. Wow, you guys so excited I hit the microphone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Opponent gets in. Mills a Gate Colossus. Passes. Well, gain some life. Gate Colossus. There's an 8-8. Pass the turn. I think the thing we want most is just some card draw. That would be awesome. Opponent, land, goes to combat. Hits us for 1. Mills. Gatebreaker Ram. And... Come on, card draw. Oh, Master, yeah, there's so many fun cards that I would like to see added. Yeah, there's a pretty long list of fun cards. Well, go to combat. Get in with the Colossus. Hit you for 8. Pass the turn. Wow, sack it to draw a card? I haven't seen that since Lures was a thing. Memory Daily. What is our opponent's deck? What card do you want to see most in Explorer / Pioneer? Opponent, Infernal Grasp. Okay. Down to 6. That's 2 Likeness of the Seeker attacks, potentially. Flunk, okay. And a Windrobber. Assassin's Trophy. Well, okay, Gates Ablaze. Get rid of the Windrobber. Bonus exit to draw a card. Guildgate. Get back 2 Gate Colossuses. Pass the turn. Oh, can we close it out? Ashen Rider is a good one. Verazal. There was a time when I had so many Verazals. I thought that card was going to be so good. And it never really happened, but I really wanted it to be. Opponent. Passes. Well, okay. Gates Ablaze. Gate Colossus. Pass the turn. How much removal do you have, opponent? You can't even take a single hit from the Gate Colossus, or we gotcha. Looking at the graveyard, flash it back, flash it back. Agadim's Awakening. Oh, I don't think that does it, though. I don't think that's going to do it. Opponent passes. Well, Assassin's Trophy it. And hit ya. Desperation Sack. Taking down the... Maybe we're the control assassins. Opponent. Yeah. I mean, they could have a removal spell. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Gate Colossus is going to go attacking. Dead. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Oh, okay. Well, so what do we learn? We started off feeling a little bit down about Gates because it was a little bit clunky. We played against a ton of control decks, never Winota for some reason. I think it's got potential. So the upside of Gates, and we're still figuring out those last few slots. But the upside of Gates is it's cheap. And I think as far as how cheap it is, if you're looking for a deck that you can put together on Arena that doesn't take a lot of wild cards and is pretty good. Good enough that I mean, we're playing it just below Mythic. We need to win a few more games, we'll be on Mythic. We're playing just below Mythic, and the deck it's keeping up with the control decks, and it's got some pieces against Ego. So as far as a deck that is very budget friendly by Arena standards, I think this is a really nice option for the Pioneer format. So I don't know, we still gotta figure out all the details, but as we talked about before, the Gates, the Maze's End, the Gate Colossus, the Gatebreaker M, the Gates Ablaze, the Guild Summit, that's kind of the core. From there, figure out how you want to make your extra land drops, figure out what card draw you want or whatever, and go from there. But that's kind of the core of the deck. But on that note, everyone, I think Gates Ablaze. So the thing with Winota, Gates Ablaze is very good against Winota. My concern against Winota, which we never played against, is Winota itself really requires instant speed removal. Like, a lot of times, one turn with Winota is all it takes. Even if you can catch up after, you're just already dead. So I am a little nervous about not having too much instant speed removal for Winota. Although that's part of the reason the Fries are in the sideboard. Like, Fries are actually a really good instant speed answer, and they're also good against the control deck. So excuse me. On that note, everyone, I gotta go pick up the bear, see how he's doing. So that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. One more reminder: replay YouTube. That's where you can find the old streams. Normal YouTube. Check out tomorrow's very interesting Luxor against odds. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish, and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they'll hook you up. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love y'all. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful Tuesday night. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll be back on Thursday to have some more fun, do some more streaming. So until then, everyone, seriously, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I will talk to you soon.